Hey, welcome to the Seaview Hotel. Book in here. Oh, shit. Jamie yelled already.
Why does it sound like that?
Jamie yelled already. Can't go that way. Oh. Yikes. Okay, I only have one shot at this one.
But one of my friends on Steam just started up a game called Booty Calls.
Hey, me go.
And I'm like, is that what I think it is? And I looked and it is.
Big Booty Butts 3, a classic.
Big Booty Butts 3, yep.
The sequel.
Can't miss it.
Now with DLSR.
Yep, now with
Ray
keyboard
tracing and
mouse
everything.
Nobody can be that damn bad.
Now I can really see the cheeks clap.
Yeah, I used to get mad at Christian because he would buy those games for like $1 and try to send them to me. I go,
He sent me one too. He sent me one too. He goes, hey Tim, he goes, here you go. I know you've been looking forward to this game. And I'm like, oh shit, what is it? Like something.
All right, we moving.
I just put the code in. And yeah, Big Booty Butts 3. And I'm like,
We
Nice try, bitch. Nice try. Woke up into a fucking saw blade. Think it's my first rodeo, motherfucker? Getting those monitors back in the day. I mean, well, this party was from 2023. So this party happened next year. What's up, Jordan? The fuck was that?
I tried to light a Molotov to warm me up, but I just threw
oh, there's a
bottle
baby
at it.
attacking you behind you. There's a fucking baby or some shit.
Oh shit! What the fuck is that? Who threw the
Ben, you
Molotov?
fool!
Oh,
That was Ben.
Why are you doing this? I'm about to die, motherfucker.
There's more
You need
babies.
to warm up.
Not gonna warm me up. It's gonna fucking kill me. I can tell you don't give a fuck. I get it. I get it. I haven't seen Hot Ones in a while. I'll check that out. Yeah, it's really good. Hey! Oh! Stop! 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 Going backwards! I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Damn, you hurry up. What?
Give me hurry up! You see what's happening? Damn.
It's just getting hit side to side by the fucking.
I think there's an item on the right door.
Yo, you roll back with the quickness. The figgy setup.
I just heard the door open and I couldn't turn around.
Did like 5 rolls.
It was one, motherfucker.
Energy. Like, I cannot stay awake during the daytime at all. Like, if there's light outside, I can't keep my eyes open. And I try, I just can't. Oh, I already got, listen. Hang on. I already got it downloaded and loaded up right now. I already got it loaded up. We about to run it a little bit. Cause I don't know when Joe and Jay are gonna get here, so we probably gonna play it until then. The reason I'm not deleting that is because I know what trouble you went through to actually clip that.
Oh, who shot that?
It wasn't me. Run, motherfucker. Who shot that? That's some asshole shit. Who shot that?
Who shot that?
It wasn't me.
Who shot it?
I just got back in the game.
You gonna shoot it when he got it in his hand?
I was. Did you see that shit? I was holding it. Somebody shot it. One of you is a.
Another Saints Row reboot. The reboot of the reboot. Reboot. One of them to come out and say, yeah, we fucked up. We're going back to the drawing board. Luckily enough, the ads end right when this. God. Shit!
To play fair. Think you cheated. Hate cheaters.
What? Get off me.
Shit.
What? No. Fuck. Why you still alive? I'm out.
Bring it on. Can't you see there's no place for you here? Stop it!
Can we talk about this? I guess we can. All right, we out. One bump and I'm dead.
They just herd us into their zoo?
Get your ass out of here. Look at him flexing. I did that. Okay.
What the fuck? We got a Roomba in here?
Yeah, kill that thing.
Clean floors.
All right, you've won this round.
At least one of you has I can't even say it.
Jesus Christ!
Fucking Jim Carrey moment. I couldn't even say the shit. I just gave up. I'm like, you know what? Fuck, it ain't even worth it.
You know, the situation going on. It has nothing to do with Christmas.
Okay, well then with
This
that logic,
cream
then
puff
hope
is a
that.
cupcake. Yo,
What?
Yo, you went full Samuel L. Jackson.
What?
This cream puff is a motherfucking cupcake.
this ain't no cream puff. It's a cupcake,
Where is my super suit?
motherfucker. No! What the? The keyboard's fucked! Ah, god damn it! I hit the fucking shoot button and then the build popped up. It's fine, it's Harley Quinn. It's okay.
So now he's definitely gone.
He's on our heels. Damn. Crazy. He knows Jamie's watching. Yeah, you're probably right.
Okay, back to work.
So how come Brock's blue and you're not?
Why? Oh, it's fine. Very good question, actually. You see, my brother's not as careful as I am. In fact, he prefers to work with metals using his own bare hands. Ugh. No gloves. Says it's the only way he can hear what it wants to be. Touch enough raw silver and it changes your skin irreparably. That means forever. I wouldn't bring it up to him, though. You know how it is.
What the fuck? Yo. You know how you get so mad playing the game? Words don't even come out, just sounds. Yeah. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, I know the exact feeling. I know the exact feeling, man. Because that was some bullshit he went through. That was some bullshit. Oh, it's the wrong way.
Wrong way? Sure.
Yeah, it's a dead end.
Be a nigga.
There, he's right there. He's right there.
Yep.
Listen. I've been waiting for this shit for a long fucking time. Okay, fuck it then. Yeah. Okay, that's all right. We're gonna switch games now. That's a good time to do that. Alrighty. Hopefully you enjoyed. All right. Where? God, I can't see all the fucking shit that's here. Why? What am I supposed to do with these popsicles? Why is it in 4 pieces? Get out of here, popsicle!
Popsicles?
What? Oh my god, dude. Oh god.
They never stop. Oh, you can carry some of the.
Listen, just.
Definitely some new shit.
Yeah. Jesus.
Nice. Oh.
You just don't turn it off. Nothing. 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 Nothing is over. Nothing. Nothing. You just don't turn it off. Nothing.
All right, that looks good. We here. All right. There we go. We're live. What's up, everybody? We're a little bit more organized this time. Like, we actually knew ahead of time we are going to do this. So I got some graphics made. I let people know on social media. I got questions from Instagram. I'm full Joe Rogan now. How's everybody doing? How we doing?
You Joe Rogan without the ball hit.
Yep. And without the money.
That's
and without the studio.
That's it.
And without the setup.
Okay, nigga. I ain't.
And without the baseball slide.
With the height, though.
Is he short? Is he short?
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah, he looks short.
Well, you don't even know.
I mean,
fucking fake
actually,
news.
I mean,
this ain't that kind of show.
Joe Rogan
like
looks more like a Ninja Turtle than anything, but
he's built like a brick shithouse, but you know, he looks like he's short though.
Joe Rogan
Strong as fuck. This is how we starting off the show?
Yes.
I'm not going to get knocked out by Joe Rogan. Don't start this shit. He's 5'8".
Joe
Okay, so he's
Rogan.
taller than me.
5'9".
Oh, you're absolutely getting knocked out by Joe Rogan.
You will kill somebody.
Yep.
And then interview you about how
And then
he knocked
interview
you out.
afterwards, right? Just, so anyway.
Fucking microphone just materialized in his hand.
Yeah. It's like the Infinity Gauntlet.
Mike.
Now I want to see a mic with Infinity gems surrounded. Okay, we're spiraling.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is how we are.
Left.
Stay on topic. Okay. Anyway, welcome everybody to StruggleCast episode number 2. We will be discussing The Last of Us and Scream 6. Last of Us first because Ben has not seen Scream 6. Plus, what time is it and where you are, Ben?
It's only 20 past 10.
Oh, okay. So it's not midnight yet. Okay, so it's relatively early compared to how we usually do things.
Mm-hmm.
So as usual, we got a stage channel in Discord. So if you want to join and actually listen to us talk and possibly hop on stage and so you can share your thoughts too, Discord is the way to do that. Make sure you join the stage channel. If you're brand new, I think there's like a 5-minute cooldown. You got to be a part of the Discord for like 5 minutes before you can do that. But yeah, that's how we're gonna be doing it. Appreciate those of you who submitted questions on Instagram, like because I did it yesterday and I got a bunch of questions already. So
Nice.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. Let's see. So I have a Jamie, so I am one step closer to a Joe Rogan. Like we do have a Jamie.
This is true.
Okay, so things that we were closer to Joe Rogan than we think. Okay, who we got in the chat? We got Graffiti Superhero, we got Asia, we got Mavi, we got Ramar. What's up, Mavi? Asia, Martin, Isaiah. Let's see, Scrapper, Hyper Dragon, Lillian, Mr. Bobby White, sound like a rapper. Juan Acosta, sound like a Mexican cartel member. Vegan VR King, Ben's associate. I had to.
Listen,
I wasn't gonna do it.
I got it out the way so he didn't do it because he's gonna do it eventually.
okay, thanks. You could just like gloss
Well,
over it.
Hey, well,
But,
we mean well.
I would
For the
like to
record,
set
he's
the record
vegetarian,
straight.
not vegan. But that's an inside joke that we always make, just for clarification. Because I hate those shows where they got like 10 inside jokes and you're oblivious to everything. Like, what are they laughing at? Now you know.
Yeah.
I still laugh at him. Like I'm not in on it, but I'm laugh at it.
What's up, Byron? Zakaria? How y'all doing today? Oh, why isn't my music looping? What the fuck is going on there? We are professional, goddammit. Shuffle. Loop. Okay, so first order of business. Last of Us, the season finale.
Mm-hmm.
How we feel? Thoughts?
Dude, I fucking loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought
Absolutely.
they nailed it.
Absolutely.
They just absolutely fucking nailed it.
Agreed.
I would like to say that Pedro Pascal brought like a more intensity than the game did.
Mm-hmm.
And like the editing, the sound editing for that entire hospital shootout was just perfectly well done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It felt exactly how I wanted it to feel.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was the main thing for me.
Now,
Yeah.
I said
loved
it.
that episode.
I said it in the reaction. I'll say it again. That some people might feel differently than me. I feel personally that they did the relationship between Joel and Ellie better in the show than it did in the game. And I say that because you have more moments of them connecting and certain dialogue that they have, like
Right.
certain things that they say and these times, these moments they have together where they really feel like father and daughter. Like it's not deniable. Like, like
Mhm.
especially that scene before they got hit up by the fireflies in the finale. Like, especially that when he's talking to her and how he's telling her about what he
Right,
almost
yeah.
did and how it didn't work. Like, that scene right there between them, it's just like, damn, man. Like, and seeing how open he was now, just willingly talking about Sarah and everything. Like, I've really bought their connection. Now, not saying that the game didn't do, because like I felt the connection in the game too, but I felt like they went further, and that's the job of the show. Like, that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to enhance the moments from the game and like expand on things that they didn't expand on in the game and all that. And they did that perfectly in my eyes. And I felt like their relationship, they were father and daughter, and I loved it.
I wouldn't argue against it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would
definitely.
say-
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I would say that like Mavi mentioned, Ashley Johnson being
Mhm.
Ellie's mother was the
Yeah.
best, one of the
Yeah.
best
I like
casting
that.
choices that the show has
Because they
made.
look similar too.
They
Yeah,
really
yeah,
do
yeah.
They
look
look
like
similar too.
mother and daughter.
And I thought it, but I didn't say it because like me having played the game, remember it. Joe doesn't remember it. Jamie hasn't played past the beginning, so she has no knowledge of any of that. Like, I didn't want to say it, but Jamie is the one that said that she looks like her, and I'm like, yeah, she
Yeah.
does. Like, and if somebody who has
Yep.
no real connection to the game can even see that, I'm like, damn. Like, they look like they're siblings or they look like their family. Damn, they're
Yeah.
twins.
Yeah.
So that was perfect casting. Perfect. Also, just seeing that little extra history between Ellie's mom and Marlene.
Yeah.
We didn't really need it, I could say, but for the added context that it gave, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And just like how I guess protective of Ellie Marlene became because how close that Ellie mother and her was, and especially with the little extra scene about how Ellie is immune to the infection. I was. Go ahead.
No. I was gonna say something. Go finish your statement.
No, I was just gonna say, like, in the game, when we find out that Ellie's infected and we see that she's immune, and we see that she's immune, we just kind of don't question how.
Yeah.
And now that the show tells us how, it kind of makes Joel's decision to, John Wick the hospital even more, of a like, what's the word I'm trying to think of? It makes his decision more, I guess, agreeable, if that's what I'm thinking of, because he was like, it's it's a chance it won't work, and we taking the choice away from her. She didn't make this choice herself,
Right.
and he was like, well, if she ain't gonna make the choice, then I'm gonna make it for her. Y'all not taking her. And I could appreciate the show for giving us that little bit of like, all right, seeing it from Joe's perspective a little bit. All right, that's it.
I like the fact that one thing that I figured that they would do is give us a lot of context that wasn't in the game, and that we got from episode number 1, and especially episode number 2 with the doctor in Indonesia, and all of that.
Yeah.
But it's like outside of a note, like a voice recording, and I think a letter in the game, you don't hear about Anna at all. You definitely don't see her, and those are things you can easily miss in the game. But to actually see her, and to see her give birth, and to see how her connection is with Marlene, like visually, it carries more weight, and it's like, damn, that's
Much
crazy.
more weight, yeah.
And plus, how you never know how Ellie is immune. That is, I don't believe in 1 or 2 that is ever talked about.
Nope,
is never talked about. But to actually, and that's probably something that they wanted to put in the game, but I guess they never did. Maybe it got scrapped, whatever like that. But to actually see that, it's like all the questions that we have are getting answered, because that was a question that I and a lot of people had. Like, how was she immune? Why is she immune? Now you clearly see why it happened, and I wasn't sure 100% when I initially watched it. I'm like, is that how? But then to get confirmation, like that's how it happened is kind of wild to me, and that makes the show even more of a companion piece to the game, because we're getting so much more context. And it's like you play the game, then you watch the show, and it fills in the blanks. It's like, oh, okay, so they both go hand in hand. It's not a one-to-one retelling, but it's taking things, reorganizing some things, and giving you like a lot of missing pieces to what you may have questions to. So it's a great fucking show.
Yeah.
Yeah. That line, I'm the one that shot and missed. Yeah, that's a powerful line, because not only does it hold weight in the moment, but then when you think about everything throughout the season, it's like, damn, man, because that's constantly referenced, and you don't think that what happened is what happened. Like you're assuming he was in a shootout with somebody, and then bullets went flying, missed. But to hear that, it's like, damn, man. And that moment he had directly after that, when he's looking at her, and it's like, it's not time that healed me. Like, and he's looking at her, he's like, damn, man.
Yeah, that really landed well, I thought.
Yeah.
It's just a great moment. Now,
I would like to mention the fact that they included the greatest scene.
Oh yeah,
from the,
yeah.
game.
I'm pretty sure we're all in agreement. We already know what scene it is too.
Yep.
Oh, hell
The
yeah.
motherfucking giraffes, yo.
Yeah.
The motherfucking giraffes. And then not only did they play that scene up perfectly, but they used the music that played in the game too. And it damn near looked identical. Like, and these are real motherfucking giraffes that they had too. Real giraffes. Not CG giraffes, real giraffes. I believe that the area they were in was CG, but the giraffes were real. And
Were they really?
yeah, they were real. And to have
Couldn't
that,
tell.
and that's
Which
good.
says a lot about
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Like, some people were able to see that the area was CG or whatever like that. I don't look for that, so I couldn't tell. I was too busy like fanboying over the giraffes and the fact that
enjoy
that
the
scene.
show.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, oh, this is crazy. The music, the moment, like, and seeing that bond between them, how he's looking at her like a daughter, and how she's so happy, and especially after what she went through. So hit me in all the feels. Like, I'm like, damn, it's such a beautiful moment. And even the dialogue is like, man, best scene in the game.
The dialogue, like, I would say about 30% of the dialogue is taken from the game. And the shit hits. Like, a lot of times, taking words from the source material don't really translate well.
Right.
In live action, but the dialogue that they took from the game and added it to the show hit every fucking time. Especially the dialogue in 2 episodes back when she was like, "I'm not her, you know," and I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm seeing here that the giraffe was real, and they blue screened its enclosure at Calgary Zoo.
Yeah, Drew. Jesus, this is trippy. We have somebody in the stage and in the chat named Drew Yari. So
Oh yeah, I see.
it's all it throws me off every single time. But yeah, he posted an actual picture of that scene, so you see the actual
That's very
giraffes,
cool.
and then like that's crazy, man. But the fact that call you Yari, I don't know. I kind of want to get over the whole calling somebody else my name thing.
Why don't you change your name, Drew?
I guess that's the only thing to do now.
It's the only option.
But yeah, he posted a picture of the actual setup, and that's crazy. But like the fact that you
That's
couldn't
dope.
tell whether the giraffe was real or not is a
Yeah.
testament to that. It's like, damn, because they had some good CG in the show. That's crazy though, man. Yeah, what a great scene, and they played that up perfectly. Like Irvin was
Yeah.
saying, whenever you take dialogue or scenes from the game and try to replicate them 1-to-1, it can go either way. It can be either good or bad. In this case, it was incredible. Like, cause nothing was lost. Like they translated that shit perfectly. How about Andrew? No, I will not.
Damn.
Growing up, like I used my full name Andrew, and almost everywhere I went, there was another Andrew. So we always got like mixed up and all that. So no, hell no. I changed to Drew. Now I'm encountering Drews. I'm like, I can't win.
You see, struggles like that is I'm glad that the only other Irvin I ever really ran into was my pops.
Yeah, you might be the first Irvin that I ever met in my life.
A lot of people
Yeah.
tell me that.
But yeah, that was beautiful. Which leads to what this show always does. They give you a beautiful moment, you let down your guard, and they flashbang you.
Yeah.
Or in their case, literally.
Yeah,
fucking-
that's why I said
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
That's why I said it.
Them motherfuckers Steph Curry to flash.
Yeah, yeah, that was perfect, like bowling form, and then he just. I'm like, come on, man, can we chill for a fucking second? And then they fucking take that shit away immediately. And then if you played the game, you know what's happening then, so you're already uneasy. You're like, oh fuck, here we go.
If I'm being real, I would rather prefer the flashbang and the gun over the head than fucking, seeing Joel trying to revive Ellie because she can't swim in the water. I would rather have the flashbang over that.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. It was an easy way to transition from this to that while cutting out a big portion, and
Right,
nothing was
right.
still missed though. Like nothing was still missed. Yeah, it was a hectic scene, but I felt like the way they did it, you didn't really miss it. At least me,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Like you go on the ground, you're meeting all kinds of fucked up, infected, and everything like that. I don't know. That's one criticism people have of the show. Like, where's the infected and all that? Where's the zombies? I'm like, it's not really a zombie show. Like,
Yeah,
because then you risk the point of being a Walking Dead clone. It's not really about the zombies. It's about the people and how there are
Yeah.
bigger threats than zombies, which is one of the strengths of the show.
Like even the game basically pointed out, like, yeah, the zombies is there. It's mainly secondary though. But
The
because
zombies are there to keep the player
Occupied.
Yeah.
It's the gameplay loop. You gotta have something to do to point the movie from
right.
point A to point B, or else you're a visual novel. And
Yes.
so that, it's a gameplay thing. But the show didn't really need that. And plus we had the Mike Tyson bloater anyway. So if you need infected, there you go. He's still knocking heads off. So rewatch that episode.
In Kansas City fighting everybody.
Yeah. Like, yo, he ripped the dude's head off and was still swinging. That shit was crazy. I said it last cast. He needs his own spinoff. Like I would pay to see that shit, but it's not really about the infected. And for the show to have this kind of emotional weight, even without having that many infected, I think that's a testament to the show. Because
Well, yeah, the way that they've kind of got it set up is that it can be about the infected if they need it to be.
Yeah.
Like an episode where it's like, okay, let's have like a huge action sequence. Whereas if they made it completely about the infected from the start, then it's like you're then relying on the same sort of action sequences every episode.
Yeah.
And then it quickly will become quite, repetitive.
Redundant,
And,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yari says, I'm thinking the lack of infected had to do with the budget. I think season 2 will have more infected. That it's possible too. Like we could be spinning our own narrative.
Yeah, it's true.
Like
It's
that
true.
is definitely possible. Because you see, I'm pretty sure Craig is one of them dudes that knows how to push his budget to the limit. So they probably worked with the budget they were set and made the most out of it. That could be a thing too. Like I could be completely making something up. Like I don't know. We're just we're speculating. We don't know. But either way, it worked. Whatever they did worked. Have y'all watched any of the side-by-side videos? Not yet, but I've seen they all popped up on my feed.
Yeah, same here.
Like almost immediately
Yeah.
too. Like,
Yeah. So because Last of Us is already in my algorithm, so you know what I mean. All those videos get pushed to me anyway. I haven't watched any of them, but I've seen them. I've seen the thumbnails, and I do want to check them out at some point in time. The zombie situation pushes humanity to brutality. Exactly. Because you saw what Fedra was doing. They were supposed to be the good guys, and not all of them were bad, but you had enough where you saw what they were doing. People had to rise up, and then they got pushed to brutality, so they started doing the same thing the Fedra was doing. So, you know what I mean? That's human nature. You get oppressed, and then you become the oppressor.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's what it is. So now we're in the hospital, and Marlene is laying it down, and now here's from here to the end is where the arguments happen about whether Joel was right and he's a bad person and blah blah blah. You've all heard it. Like I mean,
let me just
it's a Sophie's choice, really.
Yeah, but let me just say this now.
Mm-hmm.
Joel was right. I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. It's like it was a chance that the cure wasn't even gonna fucking work. And killing the 14-year-old girl, the girl that you quote unquote swore to protect and all that. And and then knowing the Fireflies, let's say it did work and there was a cure, the Fireflies wasn't gonna give it to everybody. Especially if Marlene was in charge of it. They would have fucking held that shit up to anybody or everybody. It's like whatever. I say I agree with Joel. And at the end of the day, Joel is right because Joel said that you didn't even ask her. You just found her and put her straight to sleep about to carve her up. Like she didn't make this choice. You made it for her. So my stance, fuck everybody in the hospital. Like, go ahead, do what you got to do, bro.
Yeah, I think I agree with all of that. It's one of those choices where it's like there's no easy answer. Because you're like having to weigh up the options of like potentially save all of humanity or save one person.
Yeah. Now it's been said, and I've seen it in a lot of our comments, that it was clarified that the cure would have 100% worked. This is after the fact, though. Y'all have knowledge that wasn't privy to anybody in that moment. Because in that moment, the wording said could. There was no factual 100% this will work statements said there. So y'all have knowledge. Y'all have future knowledge. You can't apply that to now. And I feel like because there's people that said, "Oh, put the life of 14-year-old girl before humanity." Like you say that shit, and that makes me scared for people because it's like you're so detached that you can't imagine the connection somebody has with somebody that they would even fathom putting them first. Like, okay, I know in your mind you think you're a superhero and like, oh, humanity, I would pick humanity. Like, okay, that's all well and good to say, but then when you take the human element, and unless you're a robot, you're human. If you don't have that empathy, then I'm like, okay, Maybe some people can make that choice, but if you have a human connection with somebody, if they're not aware of the shit, then it's the main thing. She was not aware. They gripped her up, put her to sleep, didn't tell her shit. If they told her, because I know people saying like, yeah, she would have done it. Yeah, okay, but nobody told her. So if this is the situation, like
thing.
anybody with human empathy and actual feelings would do what Joel did. Anybody.
100%.
And I'm stuck because my camera is broke. Okay. But look at my face. Look at the intensity in my face. This is exactly what I feel right now.
I thought that was me.
I'm serious.
I thought I froze.
Not a fucking game.
Look, if they would have came to Ellie and they would have told Ellie the options, and if Ellie would have told Joel, this is what I want to do, Joel would have been upset, but he would have respected her decision.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the end of it right there.
Exactly.
But because they didn't give Ellie the choice, Joel was like, well, no. Since I know in my heart she probably would not want to do this, I made this choice for her too.
Mm-hmm.
That's why everybody got to get shot. Everybody got a bullet that
Everybody got to get it.
Especially the motherfucker who held up the scalpel. Now, this is the thing that really...
Yeah, preach on it, talk about it.
It's one thing to hold somebody at gunpoint and make them do something, but when you pull up a scalpel, talking about, I'm not going to let you take her, and then proceed to walk towards the dude with the gun...
You out of your fucking mind.
Do you know what the logical fucking conclusion to that situation is? Pop.
Like, motherfucker, we're not jousting. You getting shot in the head.
Yeah, like
crazy.
This isn't
on God. Like, no, sit your bitch ass down.
Yeah,
pop. Sit down.
Yeah.
He went in there smooth, and if you watch the scene, he didn't have. He barely had the gun pointed at. He went in there and he said, "Unhook her." And the fucking doctor went, I ain't gonna let you take a pow. Unhook her.
Yeah. I really thought that they completely nailed the hospital stuff. Like it looked exactly how it should have looked.
Yeah.
It felt exactly how it should have felt.
Yeah. And it was also cool seeing like kind of how detached he was when he went on autopilot.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he's being walked out. And some people missed it when he looked at when he stopped and looked at the board to see where surgery was. Like he stopped there to see what floor surgery was on. Dude said, they were playing the big and bad role because they had the guns. I ain't tell you to stop moving. Get your ass down there because they had the power. And then when he turned it on him, that he went on that rampage and like the music was playing. It was drowning out the gunshots and he was going on the rampage. Like it's like, yeah, I get it, man. I get it. And then
I really love the sound editing in it.
Oh yeah.
He was just so laser focused on this one particular fuck everything else. Like I'm getting my daughter, and I don't give a fuck who I got to go through. Like we leaving this hospital together.
Mm-hmm. It's like you get it. Now the only thing that I disagree with Joel about is him lying to her, and you get frustrated like, damn, Joel, because like. You're rocking with him, like he lied, like, damn, man, like, why you, like, I get it, but it's like, damn, it's like, you still gotta, you know what I mean? That's the only thing that we can agree with, where he was in the wrong. Like, he should have told her what it was. Him lying to her, he fucked up there. We can agree on that, but everything he did prior to that, I'm with him. I'm with him.
I mean, once again, though, it's one of those, like, thing where there's no easy option.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
that's true.
Like he could lie and maintain their relationship, and make sure that it's that everything's like happy and fine and stuff.
Yeah.
Or he could tell the truth and risk losing her.
Yeah. Joe was full PTSD mode. He went in to protect his kid and doesn't care if the world burns. That's true too. That's true too. Because like it's a twofold thing. Because some people say he was selfish. I can agree with that to a certain extent. Yes, he sees her as a daughter, but he still cares for her as a person. It's not just protecting my daughter, it's that and protecting somebody who you know what I mean, is in a situation that she can't do anything about. It's not just as black and white as, oh, he's selfish and blah blah blah. Like
Even-
it's more than that.
It even goes back to what Tess said in the second episode. Save who you can save. In that moment, he's like, well, I can't save the world, but I can save her.
Yeah, that's true.
It sounds like a villain to me. I mean, you could spin that narrative with anything. By that narrative, the Fireflies are villains too, for taking her and knocking her out and about to do brain surgery on her without her knowledge. So
Fireflies will absolutely be the villains. That's the thing. If the cure worked, if Neil Druckmann said the cure is going to work, the Fireflies will most definitely not give that cure to nobody. They would 115% hold that shit. They would cure the ones they want to cure, and they would just probably be on some full-fledged dictator shit. They would just, because now they don't got the threat of the zombies anymore, and they got the guns to fight Fedra in other quarantine zones. The Fireflies would not have used that cure for the world. They would have used it for their fucking self.
and it's one of those things where it's like, you know, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You can want to save the world, but humanity's already fucked right now. So you know people are gonna take that shit, and it's not gonna go the way you want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna go the way that you want it to go. Like, I know we can hope and dream. So they're the good guys. Like you can you know, that's all well and good, but in reality, y'all seen what happened already in this world. You saw what people were doing. You really think that it's gonna really go, you know, that smoothly? It's not.
Especially
it's not.
Here's something that I just thought of, because we've seen a very similar situation in Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
And as hard of a choice as it was for that character, we all agree that he did the right thing, which is the opposite of what we're saying about this choice. So I'm interested to see what you guys think about that, and how these two very similar situations produce such strong opinions on opposite sides of the outcomes.
I think it's the method though, right?
Well, with Spider-Man, right? He had the choice, but the other person made the choice for him.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It goes back.
That's actually very true.
Yeah.
It goes back to the choice.
Yeah.
Ellie didn't have a choice in that situation. Fireflies made a choice for Ellie. Joe made a choice for Ellie.
Yeah. No, that's valid.
I'm standing on the point that Joel's choice for Ellie was the better choice, because the world is already fucked. So fuck the world.
It's one of those things where it's like you pick a side. Like, you pick the side that you understand, right? Because both sides have pros and cons. Both sides are right and wrong, right? So it's one of those things where we can argue about this shit till we blue in the face. We're not changing each other's minds. It's like you pick the side that you empathize with, the side that you understand. Whether you pick the side of the Fireflies, you pick the side of Joel. It's like you pick a side and you ride with it. Like, it is what it is. Like, I understand both sides. I disagree with the Fireflies, but there are people that agree with them, and I understand why they agree with them. At the end of the day, you're not going to change my mind. I'm still going to ride with Joel, like, in what he did. You could say he's wrong and he's a bad person to the cows come home. I don't care. Like, it really doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, to me, I understand what he did because I put myself in his shoes, and I get it. And I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, it's one of those things. Like, it is what it is. At the end of the day, Ellie was robbed of the choice by both parties. Because she was taken in there, she was put to sleep. They could have easily told her. Now here's the thing. Here's the part that I have a problem with. Marlene knew in the beginning, what had to be done before she even told like Ellie to go with Joel? She knew, right? So she knew this girl would have to have brain surgery in the beginning.
Yeah.
She knew, and she sent her with him. So she had that knowledge the whole entire time. She knew. Joel just found out, and it was a shock to the system. She could have told at any point in time, when you grabbed this girl, you could have told her what had to happen.
Yeah, that's true.
You could have told her. Marlene didn't know she would have to die. If she found that out later, I don't know. She found out from the doctor. Okay, so I'm wrong on that then.
You
Okay.
go by Last of Us Part 2, yeah, she found out the same time Joel found out.
Okay, so I'm wrong on that. I rescind that. Either way, before putting her to sleep, right? She could have still told her. Like, this information could have been given to her. Especially, like, she had this connection with her mom and you know, kind of with her too. Like, they trusted each other. Like, you could have at least told her, right?
At the very least.
At the very least, you could have told her. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, even if she says no, she can't fight all of y'all. Like, if you wanna go down that route and force her to sleep, whatever like that, yeah, you can do that. But at least, you know what I mean? Tell her. At least tell her, right? Marlene found out way before she tells Joel. Do you show that in part 2?
But then that goes back to your original point being valid then. Because if she knew ahead of time.
Either way, that could have been relayed. Like, she was close to her mom, so pretty much this was like a niece to her, like, you know what I mean, a goddaughter, right?
Yeah.
Like, you would think that she would at least do that. Now I know you
family.
Family. I mean, Toretto would be very upset. Like,
yes,
you could
Toretto would be very upset.
You'd be furious. I want to see him and Joel side by side with white tees on, like, just going through, you know what I mean? I'm spiraling. Either way, you know what I mean? Like, this information could have been relayed to her. Like, give her the choice. If she says no, then, you know what I mean? Just do what you do anyway. But it's like, at least, all right, man, it is what it is, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I still ride with Joel.
Same.
And I thought the finale was incredible. Like, I felt the same frustration that I felt when playing the game, when, you know, he's in the car with her and he lies. But then I also felt the same way at the very end when she's like, swear to me. And it's like, she knows. Like, she knows, right? To me, at least. It's in that moment, it seems like she knew, or at least had an idea, wanted to hear it from him as for confirmation, whatever like that. And he says, I swear. And she's like, all right. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt the same feeling. And that's one of the best endings to a video game I've ever experienced. Because, like, things are left up in the air and you really don't know. Like, it's open to interpretation. Like, you're making it up in your head and all that.
It's like, no, I'm sorry for that.
No. Go ahead.
It was like when, as soon as she says okay, and it just goes to that black screen, it was like more weight fell on you.
Yeah,
It's just like, like, nah, I need to. What the fuck happens next? Like, and like I would say that was one of the best video game endings, at least to me, because there wasn't no, like, I would say, deliberate ending. It was just like, this chapter ended, and now you just gotta wait for the next chapter. Like, you know.
Yeah. Are we allowed to spoil part 2 a little bit or no?
I would say,
for the sake of the people who have not played the game and are watching the show, I would say no. Because
let's just keep it.
Let's keep it with this.
What we saw in the show.
Yeah, because there are people actually watching the show that have not played the game, and I don't want to spoil that experience for them.
Yeah.
Now, to speak a little bit about season 2, and I'm going to be vague. Season 2 is going to be the second game broken up into 2 seasons. At least 2. It could be more, but we at least know it's going to be multiple seasons. Now, Neil Druckmann has said he's excited about, for people to see the changes that they made. As far as story changes, I don't think they're going to make anything drastic. They're probably just going to do what they did for this one and expand on certain things. I think the core story is still going to be the same. I'm very vocal about me not liking the story of the second game. Like I won't hide that. I don't like it. I don't like it. The way it was ordered was weird. The things they did was weird.
How it was just presented was kind of like,
I didn't like it. They did some things that I'm like, why the fuck would you ever do this? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Gameplay was great. The graphics were great. The story, I thought it was complete shit. But that's just me. There's a lot of people that I've talked to, and I've y'all know. If y'all were here during my playthrough, I did a 3-day podcast of fuming.
Yeah.
Like you know. I'm not gonna go down that route again. I've said I think one of my exact quotes were some things just don't need a sequel, etc. I think I thought about this a lot, and I think I will watch it. I will watch it because Joe and Jamie have no knowledge of 6, so it'll be completely new for them. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do, and if they can change my thoughts on some of these shit characters that I don't like. Right?
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah, this goes back to what I was saying before. Like, we won't have that immediate connection because it's not interactive like the game is. So you can have characters that you hate, but you don't mind watching an episode about because there isn't that direct like connection between you and them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how part 2 is adapted. And that's coming from somebody who also hated the experience of playing it.
Likewise.
Yeah. But yeah, like I think there is a good story in there. I just need it to be presented to me in a way that is as advertised, I suppose, because let's be honest, they sort of
Pulled the rug.
baited us a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
With all the marketing. Because what we got wasn't at all what we were expecting, and not in the good way, right? And I think whether you like it or not, like it's just a fact that they rolled out all the advertising in a way that gave you certain expectations.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with how that story could get presented in the form of a show, I think I'm quite excited for that.
Yeah. I always saw this show as kind of a mulligan for Neil Druckmann because things did not go over the way he thought they would for part 2. And it was a colossal shitstorm to the point where like people at Naughty Dog left, and I still believe it was internal staff that leaked the story and all that. Like it was a complete shit show.
Yeah, because they were like having to work overtime and all sorts, weren't they?
Yeah.
Like, it was a
shit show. So I feel like this is a way to present it in a way that people will actually buy, and not a way that just feels so like weird and weird ordering and all that. Because if they're spreading this to 2 and maybe more seasons, they have time to let things breathe, and they have time to show you maybe the in between between like more of the in between between 1 and 2, and like a lot more things that lead into that, and you know, and certain things. So I feel like it'll go down easier, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You expected them to tell
Yeah.
you outright? No, no, we don't expect them. They change scenes. That's what we're talking about. Like they changed scenes and made fake narratives, and then did the exact opposite in the game. Like that's what we're talking about. It's like it's more of a bait and switch than movie trailers do. So you can't make that comparison.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's completely different.
Yeah, it was dialogue in the trailers that was nowhere in the game.
Like it's a lot different, and especially what, like if you go on the wording that Neil Druckmann himself said about, you know, how they're gonna approach the characters and blah blah blah. Not to expand on that, to be vague.
Mhm.
It's like it's more than just, you know, it's a blanket statement.
Hmm.
Like if you're gonna compare that to the Hulk running in the Infinity War trailer, it's way different than that. It's way different than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
All right. So final thoughts, like, and final ratings. What y'all doing?
I think
For the episode or the season?
the
Uh,
let's do the season as a whole.
Yeah,
Okay.
season alone.
I thought it was one of the best adaptations that I've seen of a video game becoming a live action property.
Yeah.
I thought it was incredible. The issues some people had, I didn't have. Like, you know, whether you're talking about the changes with Bill and Frank and, you know, other things, and Ellie not really meeting Bill. Like those were minor things in my eyes. Like the change that they made served the story and made it more of an emotional experience. So I didn't have any issues with that. I thought nothing really was missed. The things they cut out, I didn't notice. They still got from point A to point B, and they told the story beautifully. And they gave us even more that we never got. Like questions we had, we got
Yeah.
answers to. So if you look at it as a whole, I thought it was incredible. It was a great experience that was very mentally and emotionally exhausting, which is what it was supposed to be anyway. So
Yeah.
they swung for the rafters and hit everything. Like they home run, as far as I'm concerned.
It would feel, I suppose, cheap to say it was a 10 out of 10, but it really was up there, you know.
Mm.
Like there wasn't much from a story perspective that I felt kind of didn't land very well. Like everything went exactly how I would have wanted it to, I
Mm.
think. Um I think personally, like I would have liked more gore, but you know, that's not like a knock against the show. It's just
Mhm.
personal preference.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there aren't any sort of notes or anything where I think like they handled something in a way that was less than what they could have, or like things weren't like expanded on enough
Mhm.
or accurate enough. Like they hit everything pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, definitely agree that as game adaptations go, it's probably the best one that we've
Mhm.
seen. Yeah.
I agree.
I just want to basically co-sign what both of y'all said. As far as the story goes, all the changes, at least I can only speak for myself, all the changes that they made kind of made it somewhat of a different story, you know, in terms of characters and all that.
Mm.
Like the Bill and Frank story. Honestly, that was one of my favorite episodes of the whole season. And
Yeah.
watching how Bill goes from this paranoid like loner to somebody who's, as he put, he would literally burn the world down to protect.
Yeah.
And watching how Frank coming into his life just softened him a little bit. And then with like in the next episode with Sam and Henry in
Oh
Kansas
God.
City.
Wait, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. That was 2 episodes after that. That
Oh, well,
Frank,
Yeah, yeah,
Sam
yeah.
and Frank, Sam and Henry was episode 5, and Bill was episode 3.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
saw them at the end of episode 4.
Yeah. But like how they did that whole section and how they handled Sam and Henry was, and especially how we saw more survivors like that, you know, kind of like the Fireflies, but not really.
Yeah.
And as much as people didn't like Kathleen as a character and a person, I feel like she was the most accurate representation of somebody who don't deserve power getting it.
Yeah. And it was cool to see live action Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude right there is a dope ass actor.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
during Joe's whole thing about I'm just gonna get it killed, he didn't say not one word, but you looked at his face and you could tell like everything he was saying with his eyes. And like him watching Joel break down, it was just like I never seen you like this in forever.
Well, I meant seeing Tommy's voice actor in live action. I should have clarified.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
because
you know it still works.
yeah. No, it was still cool seeing live action Tommy either way because that dude killed it.
Mm.
Sorry to interrupt though.
No, it's good. I would just say like if like the show, the story, the little bit that they added kind of made it a new experience for me. So
yeah,
I'm not gonna give it a 10. I will probably give it about a 9.5, around there.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. Like I can't think of anything that wouldn't warrant it being a 10, you know? But it feels kind of like
let's put it this way:
cheap to give it a 10. You know?
if season 2 was everything season 1 was with like a bigger budget and more gore, would you give it a 10?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's more just about like people like to throw 10 out of 10s around a lot. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I think it's excellent, right? I think it's really good. But like it's hard to kind of give like a baseline for what is a 10 out of 10, you know?
Yeah,
Um
I guess.
But
I just go based on like how I felt, how it affected me, and if every episode got me, you know, in my feelings, and I'm like, damn, I can't wait for week to week. That's what I usually give like a 10 out of 10 to.
That's fair.
For me personally, I would give it a 10 out of 10 because like every episode got me. Like I was bawling, I was cheering. You know, it gave me things that I didn't know that I wanted. So
Yeah,
that's how I judge.
That's a good way of looking at it. Because
Oh,
I
awesome.
always tend to compare 10 out of 10s against each other, you know? So it's like it would be like comparing like this with like Empire Strikes Back for me, you know. So it's like it's up there. It's up there, but is it like the best thing I've ever seen?
Yeah.
No, you know.
Yeah.
I think as well. I just want to speak about the Left Behind episode real quick
Mm.
because I never played Left Behind.
Me neither.
Really?
Me neither.
Yeah, I
Really?
didn't play Left Behind.
Did you know what happened in Left
So
Behind?
no.
Okay.
So with that, I just wanted to mention that episode because as somebody who hadn't played Left Behind or really knew what happened in Left Behind, it 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 hits like so well,
Mm.
and it matched the natural flow of the story and everything.
Yeah.
Um so yeah, like had I not known it that it was like a TLC, like I probably wouldn't have noticed.
Mm.
Because the way that it was executed in the show
Yeah, it was really good.
was was of the same quality as every other episode
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it sort of really kind of like slotted in nicely. That was what, episode 6 or 7, I think.
I think
Yeah,
7.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to mention that one, like,
Yeah.
as a uh you know,
Little
an
quick,
aside.
little quick, little tidbit. So in the DLC, right, it starts out with, it starts out basically how the episode starts out.
Mhm.
Joel's in a coma, and Ellie is searching for supplies to help, and that's when it hits that flashback. So
Mhm.
pretty much the episode is almost 1-to-1 of the DLC, pretty much beat for beat.
Mm.
Hmm.
I didn't know that.
And
Like I knew the main story beats of the DLC and how, what happens to Riley and Ellie in the mall and all that, but I didn't actually play it.
Right. Yeah.
and like pretty much them in the mall fucking around and Riley trying to find a way to tell Ellie that she was leaving with the Fireflies and all that. That was pretty much word for word. The only difference from the DLC in the episode was that the arcade, because the mall didn't have power in the game.
Mhm.
Mm.
So when Ellie was fucking around with the fighter game thing, Riley told her to imagine what was happening, and you had to put
Right, yeah.
the button QTEs in, and you heard like the sound effects of the game. She was
Mm.
it was done really well.
Okay. I like the
And
shows Riley much better than the games. Okay, that's pretty good. That's dope.
I would say show Riley and game Riley is kind of the same with me,
Okay.
but it still hits no matter what. And which brings me to the point I was gonna make earlier. It was like I have seen my fair share of emotional shit,
Mm.
and no show has ever tried to break me down as bad as this show did.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Even that scene when Joel got got the injury and he's laying down, barely able to move, and he tells her to go back to Tommy's, like just leave him there,
Mhm.
and like just seeing like that one tear to come down, I'm like, even that shit broke me. And their interaction,
Yeah.
even especially when she comes back and he sees that, and how like it's solidified that these two care about each other, even that shit broke me. I'm like, God damn, man. It was just these scenes where no dialogue was even being said. We're still emotional. Like, Jesus Christ. That's
Yeah,
signs of a good
it's
show, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, it's the signs of a good story to begin with.
Yeah.
If it translates all of that emotion across two completely different mediums, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
always say the conversation Joel and Tommy had in that shoe shop where he was just, just venting and spilling out his heart.
That shit was
and,
rough.
And Tommy
Yeah.
was just listening. It was just like, yo, I can't do this. I have to pause it at least twice and walk away.
Like seeing Joel like completely vulnerable
Yeah.
and just breaking down and him talking about like I'm losing in my sleep and all that. I'm like, fuck. Like he's just both him and Tommy, like they killed that scene so well. And even how Tommy was like receptive and listening to what he was saying. He's like, tell me everything from the beginning. And I'm like, oh, good Lord, man. The emotional weight of this show is crazy. It is wild. But one of the best video game adaptations I've ever seen. To wrap all of that up in one sentence, fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's
Shout out
great
to everybody.
because even if you've played the game, you love it. If you have not played the game, you love it because you can experience this for the first time and you have no attachment to it because you don't know what's going to happen and you don't know these characters. So you're being introduced to them for the first time. And even people that have no knowledge of the game are still loving this like they, like the rest of us. It's just, just well done. Now I got to watch Chernobyl.
Yes.
Yes,
You
same.
got to watch Chernobyl.
Same here.
So that can
And
break me down too.
And I will be here to counsel because I'm not even gonna say it. Just watch.
Well,
Chernobyl.
I mean, the main thing with that is that it's fucking real. Like this shit actually happened. You know,
That's the scary part.
yeah.
That is the scary part because it's like this is real life.
Yeah, I mean, like we were sort of speaking about it when we were playing Suns last week, and that like obviously like some aspects of it are changed for the purpose of entertainment, you know. But yeah, the fact that like it's still something that happened, that's gonna be pretty rough, I think.
Yeah. Yari says the show was great. I give it an A-. I think that's a fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a fair rating. Like, I don't think there's anybody that unless you're just a person that hates entertainment, there's nobody I know that has hated it.
I mean, yeah, there's not even really like nitpicks that I can think of. Like,
I mean, there are. I found a lot of them, but it's not really relevant things.
right. Well, yeah, but I mean, like, nitpicks are nitpicks. You know, it's like it's usually like irrelevant things. But yeah, like there isn't anything like major that I can think of that that was either like there wasn't anything that hurt the show. I think.
Yeah.
You know.
To go over a couple questions submitted from Instagram. What would you rate Last of Us on a scale of 1 to 10? I think we might have said this already, but personally, if I'm going on personal preference, I give it a 10.
I'll give it a 9.5.
Fair. Okay, so
Same.
everybody in chat and everybody on stage, what would you rate this show if you had to give it a rating from 1 to 10?
Rack says 9. Martin says 9.
Ricky says 10.
Pitt says 9.
Mabby says 8.
8.5 says
8.5.
9.
Isaiah says 10.
Okay, so pretty much 8 and up, which is still even if you bring it down to 8, that's still good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all pretty much unanimous then. It's in the 8 to 10 range, which is still quality.
Yeah.
Killer says 6. Okay. To me, everything above 7 is amazing. Yeah, I mean, and me and Ben have this conversation all the time about how people say mid because that's the end thing now.
Yeah.
And mid is not bad. Mid is still like a 7 and up, like around a 7 range. Like it's still like.
I mean, if it like on a very technical level, mid is a 5 out of 10, which is the fucking
Yeah,
middle.
Yeah,
It
I
is
guess
not
you could
good,
say.
it
5,
is not
6, and
bad.
7 is
Yeah,
alright.
mid could be 5 to 7. Yeah.
It's neither good or bad. It is the middle. Like
I feel
that's
like people say mid, and think that means bad.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
because in
that's
the
exactly how it's
context is
used.
used it, yeah.
Mid is like 4 to 6. No, I think mid is more 5, 6, 7 because that's the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got 7, 8, and 9. By my logic. That I just made up.
So you're just gonna ignore the fact that I said it first? Okay, cool.
I didn't hear that. I did this.
Of course you
I made this.
be it, motherfucker.
I made this. Mid is
I didn't
4
hear any
4
of
to
the
6.
record.
Has that been officially established?
Not really.
I think everyone makes up their own interpretation of mid. Just like
I mean,
with all slang.
I mean, look,
It
like
means what you
I
want it
don't
to
use
mean.
shit anyway, so
if
Mid is 10.
if you're thinking about on an actual scale from 1 to 10, the middle is between 4 and 6. Okay.
That's we're just being literal with the shit.
Yes.
yeah.
I don't like that.
Get fucked.
Mid is 15.
Mid is 15.
Yep, it is now. I just established the rules.
Well, that would mean that the scale is 1 to 30.
Yep. 35.
Any fucking way. Is there any other questions from Instagram?
So the person that says 6 corrected it to 9. He said he meant 9. So okay. So
Okay.
we're all in agreement 8 to 10 for Last of Us. I agree.
He was upside down. He's in Australia.
Yeah, it checks out.
Yeah.
A spider hit the key, and then he
Yeah.
brushed it off the keyboard, killed it, and then hit the right
Aggressive
button.
ass spider.
Just punching keys.
Like motherfucker. It's just like I dare you to do something. Okay.
Okay, this is more of a statement than a question, but I'll still read it. This is from Adam I'm mad 98. He says, Joel did the right thing. Save Ellie no matter what. Fuck them fireflies. Too late for a cure.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
Fact.
I'm not
On
going to say he's
Twitter,
wrong. Even though people have future knowledge with people saying that the cure would have worked. It's like, at that point in time, ain't nobody know. You got knowledge outside of what we know. So I don't know if I can even count that.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you can't retroactively apply knowledge. Like, you didn't know that then. Like, it was a theory. It was a theory. So you didn't know. Okay, everything else seems to be. I want to avoid the Last of Us 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like the last one. If you had to compare the Last of Us, the ending of the Last of Us game and show, which is better? This is from Jacob Tartar 17.
In many ways, they hit the same way.
Yeah.
So it's hard to
Like exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's just the lead up is different in the show. If we're counting
now-
the lead up to it with that conversation between Joel and Ellie saying I'm the one that shot and missed, I would pick the show. But other than that, they're almost identical.
I would
Yeah.
say it depends on the version of Joel you want to experience, right?
Mm.
Because in the game, Joel is this hardened survivor that didn't let nobody get close to him. And then in the show, he's more of just a beaten down old man, in a sense. So I would say it really depends on the version of Joel you want.
Mm. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and as Clifton said as well, there was things in the ending of the show that weren't in the game that I think made it hit a bit more too. Yeah, it's hard to to compare them when they're so similar.
Yeah.
But I think had I not seen what happened, um, like years beforehand, anyway, I think there isn't a like a split between them, you know,
Yeah.
like uh, like if I'd seen the show first and then played the game, I would have had very similar emotional responses, I think.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
Yeah, I agree.
So that is the final Last of Us TV show question. All right, so we got Pitt and Yari over here. Anybody want to hop on stage? Y'all got any questions? You want to talk about anything? Or are we moving on to okay, got a hand raised.
That was immediately
He
too.
said, all right, me. Now.
Like anybody want to hop on? Yes. Like, okay.
Let's talk about it. What's up, Yari?
What's up, guys?
What up,
Yo,
bro?
Yari.
Welcome back.
I'm not sure. How you been, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. Getting things done, you know, staying busy watching everything on planet Earth.
Trying to. Still haven't watched Mandalorian, even though I love the first two seasons. So I'm trying to get back on that.
Yeah.
Did see Scream 6 earlier, and of course watched Last of Us. So I'm ready to talk about this show.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm like you. I like the show. I mean, you guys saw my comments. I gave it a 9.
Mhm.
8-. Really love the show. The finale is just like, why was this so short though? Like, why? Like every other episode was at least like an hour, and this was like 40 minutes.
Now, did you feel like
Yeah,
they
43 or 47.
do you feel like it was rushed? Because like to me, I don't feel like anything was missed, but how do you feel about it?
It's kind of like what you just said. Like, I don't think anything was missed. I think they got to their point, but in a way, it felt rushed because it was just like, all right, here's the ending, and now we're on to season 2. It's like, okay, you don't hate it, but it's just like I would have liked if maybe we spent more time with Ellie's mom, like
Okay.
have more of a prologue with that.
Okay.
Maybe do a little bit more with Joel and Ellie, but kind of like you, like we already talked about the show. Like there's certain things that they kind of like didn't do because not everything from a video game is always going to translate well to
Right.
live action. Also with this, Craig Mazin, did Chernobyl, which was a great show. He was trying to go more for grounded and realism, which I got. But there are some times in the show where I was like, can you give us something? Like give us something from the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I mentioned where it was just like I think like they had a small budget and they weren't able to do too much with the infected. Like that whole episode, where the bloater and the what was it, the Sam and Henry episode with all the infected and the bloater. It was like that. I think that was pretty much the whole budget for zombies.
I could see that being it because like that was a lot. That was a lot.
Right. And just like the final episode where you had that one infected, I'm like, I can imagine HBO would be like, okay, here's a budget and that's it.
Yeah, this is all you get.
But
prove yourself.
This is all you get. Be happy. But I thought it was a great episode. I thought it was beautiful. Pedro, I thought was perfect in the beginning as Joel because the game was perfect, but like for the show really expanded upon everybody's characters and their nuances. Where like on the show, Joel was very closed off. Like he wasn't as much of an open book as Pedro made him out to be. And with Pedro, Pedro brought more of a vulnerability to Joel, where it's like he didn't like make him too soft, but it was like this guy's been through a lot, and for him to be as closed off as he is in the game, it's like this guy's got to have a day where he at least like cries, like has like one of those days where he has to like sit back and cry.
Yeah.
So for Pedro to do that, I really love what he did. With Bella, I was a little apprehensive because like when they cast Bella, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I would have went with this actress. And with each episode, she gradually grew into Ellie to the point where I can close my eyes, I can hear Ashley Johnson's voice. And and she and the other actors that admitted that the creators of the show told her, don't play the game because we want you to kind of get your own feel for the game, which it works
Yeah.
because I think if you try to read too much of the source material, or in this case, play it, you'll try to do too much trying to copy that
Yeah,
character.
you try to replicate it one to one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in superhero movies where it's just like not every actor reads comic books. They
Right.
kind of add their own spin on the character, and in the end, they end up getting the character better than most people who would probably read the material.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Bella understood the character of Ellie without ever actually having to play the game, and Pedro, same thing. He understood the character of Joel without having to play the game. And at the end of the day, as an actor, that's kind of your job, is to take that material and run with it.
Yeah.
And eventually you end up appreciating and falling in love with that character as an actor. So I thought Joel was great. Obviously Pedro, Bella was great. Gabriel Luna, again, like you guys, like I can hear fucking Tommy's voice.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of did the opposite of what the other actors did, where he actually did play the game and kind of tried to take down the voice. And it's just like, dude, it's almost scary how much you
Yeah.
sound like
He killed it,
Jeffrey
man.
Yeah.
He fucking killed it.
This is the best role I've seen Gabriel Luna. Like, he was really good in this role. And not really a complaint, but kind of a nitpick about one episode in particular. Like, kind of like everybody else, like the Bill episode I thought was beautiful.
Mhm.
I thought it was a really just heartfelt episode. But at the same time, I'm thinking in my head, like, was it really needed, that episode? Like, I know we needed Bill,
Mm.
but it's like, was that episode really needed to kind of tell their story?
I get you.
You know what I mean? Like, again, it's not really me saying I hate the episode. Like, I
Right.
really
No, I
love
get
the
it.
episode.
Yeah.
I love Nick Offerman and anything he does. Go ahead, man.
Like I said before, because like there's a few people that have that same mindset, and I get it. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I always saw that episode as the whole there's still beauty in the apocalypse thing.
Right.
Like, and that's how I approach that. It's like, did we need it? No, maybe not. But like, to still show that and showing that like people still have a life when the world ends. I thought that it's like a nice contrast to what's happening like out there. You got the infected, you got people like snapping and going crazy, and then you got this guy who was a surviving nut, like just finding this life and being able to like enjoy the rest of his life and go out on his own terms type thing. So I thought in if you look at it like that, I thought it was a beautiful episode. But I get what you mean.
Like I said, it's one of my favorite episodes of the season. Just purely on seeing Bill go from that paranoid asshole to somebody who's literally willing to die with somebody else because he found that connection he was missing his whole life. So
Yeah, it's funny because Nick Offerman played Ron Swanson. That was kind of like Ron Swanson in the zombie
Yeah,
apocalypse.
that's his whole thing.
Yeah.
His whole thing was
But
like surviving.
but I mean, if he doesn't get like an Emmy nomination, that'll be a travesty. But
Yeah.
I mean, that was a beautiful episode, and just like the ambiance of the show, where it's like Craig Mazin again made Chernobyl, and they could have easily made this into like a cosplay, Walking Dead show, where
Yeah,
they didn't.
right.
Like they literally made everything look like oh shit, this world did go to shit,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and everyone looks so disheveled, and like you bought it, you believed that they were in that episode, and like the second to last episode with David, I thought was great. It was
Oh yeah.
to me, I thought it was probably the most heartbreaking episode, because I mean, I won't say heartbreaking, maybe like heartwarming episode, because like it was the first time that Joel acknowledged Ellie as his daughter by saying, baby girl.
Yeah. Oh, that
And it's
and
just
that's
like,
what broke everybody. That scene right there broke
Yeah.
the whole planet.
It's breaking me right now.
when you hear that and you see how panicked she is and how he shows up and he just like consoles her. It's like it is after what she just went through. It's a good God, man. That shook me to my core. I'm like, God damn it.
It's like it was. I mean, the guy who played David was creepy, because
Oh yeah.
at first I was like, are they going to cast like maybe a known actor to play him? And they cast him. I'm like, I don't know. And then I saw him. I'm like, okay, like this motherfucker needs to die.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason I can't rewatch the scene where he slaps that girl. I'm like, I don't like seeing kids get hurt.
Yeah,
That's just,
yeah.
like, and just to find out that this guy was, secretly a, pedophile
Yeah,
rapist
just a
the whole
complete
time.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like where he mentions, I used to be a teacher, now I'm a preacher, and then when he's fighting Ellie, he's like, "Don't you know I like the fighting the best?" I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh, does that mean
that right? It made my skin
oh,
crawl. Like
yeah.
it irked me so much. Like that line just angered me to the point where like I wanted to punch my monitor. Like they did a really good job of making him a more of a piece of shit than he was in the game. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how they ramped it up. I don't know how they ramped it up like that, but they did. And that line right there seals the deal. Like he needs to die now.
Ground beef on the
Yeah, that made and it made that part so rewarding because you saw how intense that scene was and how she was just going to town, turning him into fucking a deli platter, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! And you won it, like you're like, I don't know, you're on in the same mindset, like just destroy him, and then you got the scene where she just runs out of there and she's like completely like thrown off.
And just the one scene where she's in the cell, I was folding clothes while this was happening, and she breaks his finger, and I had to say the line because I was home alone, so nobody heard me. And I was just like, "Tell him it's Ellie who broke your fucking finger." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yep.
yes,
Yep.
they did it. They did the thing." So, and just everything else about the show. Again, the finale was fine. It was good. It it met its goal. I just thought it was rushed. It probably could have been maybe 10, 15 minutes longer. But love seeing Ashley Johnson. I love seeing Ashley Johnson. Love seeing Troy Baker. I want to see him do more live action acting because I thought he was really good in that role.
It's a shame both of them had to die, but it was cool seeing them.
Yeah.
Right. One little complaint: why wasn't Nolan North asked to be on this show? Because he was David in the game.
I feel like he's probably in like 10 things now. Like so,
Yeah,
he probably wanted to go a different direction.
He everywhere.
He's everywhere. And just seeing how good they did this show, it makes me angry how bad Uncharted was.
I liked Uncharted though.
I gave Uncharted a chance, and I didn't think it was terrible. And then I saw it the second time, I'm like, oh,
it was alright.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say it's one of the greatest movies I've seen, but like I enjoyed it. I watched it twice. Like I thought it was cool.
It's one of those things of like, if you go into it blind and you try not to think about the game, it's actually not a bad movie. But then with me, I just nitpick everything, and I'm like, Tom Holland does not sound like Nathan Drake. But I think Uncharted could be a really good series, just based on how good this show is. Like, it could be on Prime or whatever. But all in all, this was without a doubt the best video game adaptation of live action. Like no question.
They definitely did it, man. They did it because like I think about the whole show from beginning to end. I'm like, there's really nothing that me personally that I didn't get out of the show.
Yeah.
Like I got everything that I wanted. I got things I didn't know I wanted. We got callbacks to the game. Whenever they would do something 1-to-1, it's like, and if you watched the last episode reactions, like you'll see a lot of people like just like in the game. And I tried to hold back on it and to not do it. I'm like, just like in the game, because it's so easy to do that because you if you play the game, you know what they pull straight out of the game, dialogue and scene for scene and everything. But it was like kind of exciting to see that. But just the fact that they nailed all of that, like, I don't know, that's well done in my opinion.
And before I go, just I guess the second season, without spoiling anything, I don't want to spoil anything. I mean, we already know what happened in 2. I mean, again, I'm kind of worried. I'm like, what's going to happen in 2? Like, are they going to follow through with the storyline, or what are they going to do? Because like 2, like I didn't hate it the way you did. Like I definitely didn't love what happened. To me, I chalk it up to, it seems like they wanted to make 2 different games.
Yeah.
And they decided to combine it all at once. And at the end of the day, I'm like, why don't you just make 2 games? Like, why don't you just have 2 be a different story and 3 is like a follow-up to what happened in 2? So I don't make video games, but definitely didn't hate it. There were some aspects about it I liked.
Yeah.
Just, who.
Yeah.
It was just very frustrating to partake in that storyline. But again, just we'll see what happens in season 2, what they follow up with. And I
Yeah.
don't know if you saw it put in the chat. The voice actress who played said character was in that hospital.
Yeah,
scene.
Laura Bailey.
Yeah.
And I love her because she's a great voice actress. That's probably the only character that she's ever played that I hate, but I love her as a character. I love her as a voice actress, and it was dope to see that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Hopefully, we get maybe like a Nolan North sighting if he's not doing like 20 games already. Shit. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you for letting me on. It's fun chatting.
Hell yeah.
And it's always a blast chatting with you, Drew. Even though I drive you crazy because we have the same name.
I'll try to get over it. I'm working on it.
In time. But appreciate it, guys. Ervin, Ben Monkey, take care, fellas.
Take it easy, man.
All right, man. You too.
All right, so I guess we move on to Scream 6 now.
Yep.
Ben, watch Scream 6.
Okay.
Let me see if Juanita is ready.
Let me see if when is it hitting streaming?
It might not be for a while because I wanted to do a reaction to it because I thought they would do like a same day release, but it's not even known when it's gonna hit streaming.
Oh, okay.
And it's most likely going to hit Paramount Plus.
Like a month or something.
Yeah.
So for everybody watching the stream, we're gonna take a short break because we're gonna try to get Juanita up here because she's seen it too, and I want her to share her thoughts. So give us a few, and then we'll meet back. We'll talk about Scream. Get your snacks ready because we got some questions. I got a lot of questions, actually. So yeah, we'll be right back.
Yeah, but we haven't played it in months, so I forgot.
Community slipover.
Slipover?
Slipover.
I meant sleepover. Shit, I am tired, alright?
Drax, I gotta take this shit now because I have no life. Motherfucker! Yo. Yo.
Adam, they might also think I
But I
killed
would've
Lucas,
considered
which
it.
is bullshit.
But
I
someone
would've
tried to
considered
sell it to
'cause I
you,
would've
right?
read it.
I told you, Okay, fine. Maybe someone did, but I can't say who. Client confidentiality.
Stop fucking around. Tell me or I...
Her name is Maya. I met her in the tenement building at Meatpacking Square, near the old butcher shop. But I don't know anything else. Leave me alone.
I hope I'm actually hitting him.
Just making all noise.
Hey, oh, that's terrible. Hey, listen, chat. This is copyright free. This is what y'all get. Blame Twitch. We can't. Oh shit. We can't actually play it.
Fucking struggle version.
Yeah. Oh.
oh. This is what we gotta do.
He did too. Yeah, this way.
Yeah. I heard him. I heard him.
Good call. I heard him too. Good call. Good call.
Oh, we alright!
Fuck, yo.
Oh.
Why I think he was gonna come back and open that bitch like I did.
And now we got another one that he shielded too. Oh my god. 20,000 buffs.
Where are you?
In the water. I'm in the water right by the boat.
I see you.
Nothing.
I don't know if I can rescue both of y'all.
Please, Pumbaa.
Did you just try to hook me?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
You-
It was probably a panic click. I'm dead. Fuck.
Click.
I'm looking at Drew's dead body.
And Hell Zoo. Fucking stupid. This is so dumb.
Right there. I was right there. Human shark bait.
It's a good thing y'all died so close to the boat. I don't have to get out the boat.
I'm just getting slammed around over here. I don't know why I thought I was still playing Dying Light and had a grappling hook. I don't know why I thought that I had a grappling hook. Separate yourself from here. That's why. Oh!
How do I know that? I'm just figuring out how I fucking mute. I'll just fucking leave. I'll catch you guys later.
All right, see you.
Oh, all right. Catch you later.
He hasn't seen the movie yet. All right, everybody, we are back, and not only that, we're back with Juanita.
Hey, everyone.
She's here. She's seen. We actually watched Scream 6 together, and
Yes, you did.
yeah, we gonna talk about it now. Just to let everybody know, we're talking spoilers. So if you have not seen the movie and you don't want to know the fine details of what happens and all that, I would leave now. Watch the VOD. Watch the podcast later after you've seen the movie, and watch our review. But Scream 6, how we feeling?
Where
Yeah,
to
y'all.
start? where to start with that?
Yeah. I would just like to say I'm a huge Scream fan of the franchise. I love all the movies.
Same.
I shouldn't say I love all the movies, but I have gotten through all of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
You love all the movies, Juanita.
No. We've had this discussion before, and you and I do not agree on the rating of the movies. Even to this.
Also,
movie,
at
when
the
I was
end of this,
so
I'm
mad.
getting all y'all to list your favorite to least favorite in order. But continue.
Okay.
Oh yes, I already have that. Like
Excellent. She did the
without a
bonus
doubt.
homework. Cool.
I did. I got that. After I saw this movie, I was like, okay. First of all, as a New Yorker, I disrespected this movie and went to see it in Jersey. I'm just saying.
It's all good.
Yeah. I wait, what did I just do? Oh, I just killed the. Oh no.
She's playing Hogwarts Legacy. She's multitasking.
I am multitasking.
Cast the wrong spell.
I did. I killed something without wanting to. It was like R1. I was like, oh, okay, I'll click R1. Boom, dead.
Murder.
Oh.
A whole red barrel.
Damn.
Now they're trying to get me back. Oh, you see?
All right, back on topic.
Oh, so back on topic.
Mhm.
Initial thoughts leaving was that I was very disappointed in the movie. I had high hopes because I actually very much enjoyed the one before this one,
Mm.
the one that came out last year. So I was very disappointed.
I didn't.
Yeah, you see, there we go.
Yep, this is what we're here
Guys, you
for.
wanted content? Yep, this is what you're here for. I was waiting for this urban discussion.
Why did you know why I didn't like the last one?
Look, the last one was infinitely better, in my opinion.
You think so?
I think so. I think the last one was. I think the acting was better in the last one. The only acting, funny enough, the only acting, and I love her, was Jenna Ortega's acting in the last one. I found her to be very whiny, so it bothered me.
Yeah.
But she was not whiny this movie, which was nice. I am gonna die. I'm dead. I'm
I need to pause the game.
I paused. But everyone else's acting was pretty bad this movie, and that it was hard to get through. I also thought it was very predictable with the
Now,
direction it was going.
Juanita guessed who the killer was damn near at the beginning. I didn't until the reveal.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I instantly
I didn't see it.
knew. Yeah.
I guess the killer in the beginning too. Just like the last movie, I guessed who the killer was in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was very obvious, which was upsetting. Also, it felt like a lot of the New York areas were not actually New York, so it was like kind of weird. The only scene that I really liked that was New York was the train. I love the train scene.
Now,
Mm.
just to expand, I'm sorry to cut you off. Just to like kind of expand on that, I just watched Shazam: Fury of the Gods, which takes place in Philly, and I can see what she's saying because like we got the street signs and all that, but you know that wasn't like the area that they did that on wasn't actually Philly. So I get what she means by that, but no, continue.
Yeah, exactly. So like when you're watching it and you're like, wait, but this isn't actually New York.
You just got to take that out of the equation.
Yeah. The train scene was my favorite, and it's because of what I had discussed this with Drew, is that what I like about Scream is the stalking and the like playing with who they're going to kill and scaring them and there was no stalking. Like that was the only stalking scene basically of
Light
this
stalking.
movie was. Yeah, I like stalking. Thank you, Drew.
No, I said light stalking. See, you painting me out to be something I'm not.
I thought that you were telling me that I like stalking.
No, light stalking.
Oh, light stalking. Yeah. So it felt like that like the franchise has kind of steered away from that, which is kind of sad because that's what I enjoyed most about the original. Yeah. So the predictability, the bad acting, and the lack of stalking, and quite honestly, the unbelievable kills that were happening, given who is actually the killer.
Yo, we talked about that at length in the review. I'm like, yo, how the fuck? Manhandling motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Manhandling them.
So that was a bit kind of, yeah.
Yeah, man getting poked up 30 times and
itself,
still surviving.
yeah. I know people have mixed feelings about the bodega scene. People like it, you know.
I love
They
it.
thought it was like, yeah, it was all like wild and stuff, and it was just like, oh, you know, like it's just it wasn't the the ghost face that we know and love.
Mm.
I think, and that's what bothered me.
I kind of like the in your face ghost face that don't give a fuck. Like run right up in the bodega, grab the shotgun. I'm like, damn. Ghost face with the shotty. I'm like, yo. Irvin was the one that told me like a while before the movie came out. Like he saw a promo picture with Ghostface with a shotgun. I'm like, I hope they do that. And then you see him with the shotty. I'm like, oh shit. I liked it.
Yeah, it's different. I guess they're trying to keep the franchise fresh, but it was for me. I like the old, you know,
I get it.
old mysterious and to it. And I honestly, the last movie, I didn't know right off the hand who the killer was. Like I had my suspicions, but it wasn't as obvious as this movie. This movie, I felt like it was hands down extremely obvious.
I guess if I were to rewatch it, I could kind of see it, but initially I didn't see it coming.
I think like the father's reaction is so like it was not it was either really bad character writing or you know he was one of them because it's like how are you working for the police department, your daughter lives with the person who is the target and you don't put a detail on them or have your daughter stay with you or stay away from them, you know, like there was literally zero concern to keep his daughter safe when her roommates were the target. That
I'm sorry, but my internet died for like a good 5 minutes, and I missed that
well
entire thing.
how dare you? I am not repeating any of it.
Gotta run the VOD back. Luckily, we're recording it.
Yes,
Just
exactly.
broad strokes. What
One
did you say?
broad strokes is I did not like the movie.
Okay.
Yep.
Thought the acting was whack. The pop's
yeah,
acting was
acting was
whack
whack.
after his daughter got killed.
Yeah. I missed the stalking. And
The bodega scene, she didn't really like it.
You didn't like the
yeah.
bodega scene? Actually,
No.
I didn't. It was okay. Like with me, my thing is like I don't like. I say cringy just to be funny, but a lot of the shit that happened, especially in the beginning, was just cringy.
I agree.
I only
Oh my
thought the
God, me too.
cringiness to me personally was like with the twins. I didn't like them. Like I didn't really like them. Like especially the female, the chick. Like I don't know, man. I didn't like her.
I found the most more annoying last movie than this movie. I actually did not mind the twins this movie
I
at
didn't
all.
mind them. I didn't mind them either. But my
Yeah.
thing is, you can never really replace Jamie Kennedy as Randy. So
Right,
like,
and
Yeah.
trying to sell them as
Yeah.
related,
Yeah.
it's just it's
Yeah.
it's like that's the most. All right, I understand that they his niece and nephew, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, I could buy this for the hour and a half that this movie is on.
It's just her trying to do the same thing that he did with the recounting on the rules and all that. I didn't like that at all. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
like you're like a low budget Jamie Kennedy, and it's not like I didn't like it, man. It just like I was like, come on, man. I was rolling my eyes. I'm like, can we get past this shit?
And then
Yeah.
it was the fucking like the whole party scene that was making me very upset with what's the sister name? Tara or whatever.
yeah.
And it was just like you survived a fucking you survived a fucking killer. And the one thing you're gonna do is go to a party and get drunk and be mad at your sister that she came and got you after. It was just stupid.
I mean, I tried to put
Yeah.
myself like in that mindset. Is like you don't want that to define your life, and you don't want to be running for the rest of your life. You want to have some semblance of normality. So a part of me understood that a little bit. I didn't really have an issue with that part though.
Not to mention she kind of at least she didn't go through the same thing that everyone else went through
Yeah.
in the first movie.
Yeah.
Like the sister was going through a lot more, and she was literally just laid up in the hospital, which had me think. I had suspicions on her last movie just
Damn.
because it was like the Ghostface never like really leaves someone alive, and if Ghostface does leave someone alive, it usually means that they're in on it somehow.
Mm.
So I had suspicions on her last movie. Yeah, and then the whole it's such a reach for the girl to be Billy Loomis's daughter, and it just like everything
Oh,
is.
that's okay. I'm gonna say this. That's the dumbest shit.
He stood up.
That's the
Yeah.
dumbest shit in these two movies. I hate the fact that she's seeing this nigga in the mirrors and the windows. It's the dumb. Let me calm down.
Like,
Nothing
I
against
get
the
I
art.
get it's like schizophrenia, and that can be hereditary, but it's like the way they're doing it. I don't know. A part of me just doesn't really buy it.
I don't. I look. I can understand if she's okay. First of all, we gotta already turn our brain off of the fact that Billy had a whole ass kid that nobody knew about apparently. But the fact that she's seeing this nigga too, and he having whole conversations, it's in your blood. It's in your blood. You got to do this. It's like, nigga, shut your ass up. Like, that's just one of my big gripes.
It seems like a reach, but
It's a reach. It was a reach for them trying to keep the franchise, where I feel it would have been a lot easier to make a story where maybe Courtney Cox and her husband had a kid, and it was them like moving on, or Sydney having a kid, and that like being the story. But no, instead they tried to make it someone who is dead before 18 had a child.
Yeah. Like a yard said,
It
he apparently cheated on Cindy. God damn it.
Cindy, the scary movie.
Sydney
Joe was doing this.
and had a kid nobody seemed to know about. Surprise kid.
Yeah.
I guess that's the way to move things forward.
And not only that, right? Because when Kirby shows up, also shout out to my girl Kirby.
I love seeing her.
When they
I love
tried to
Hayden
like,
Panettiere, but even her acting was kind of
yeah,
weird.
but she always had weird acting, in my opinion. But that I
It
think
just
that
felt like the director said, "Hey, act terribly in this scene." And I get it; they wanted everyone to look suspicious because it's a like, oh, who's the killer kind of thing. So you want to put suspicion on everyone, but it was just very strange.
yeah.
It's like I know that these actors are really good, so for me to see them not like performing their best, it's like,
It was just like when Kirby shows up and then they tried to figure out, like, oh, she was a senior when I was a freshman. And, going back to Scream 4, it's just like, but where the hell were you at during this entire situation? if the mama knew that she was the daughter of Billy, right, wouldn't that be the information you tell her just in case somebody try to kill her to begin?
Right.
It's like it's one of those things you got to let go, because if you like try to fact check everything, then you're gonna pull this shit apart. You have to accept it.
But the thing about the Scream movies is fact checking the shit though. Like
we can't fact check anymore, yo.
We literally can't. We literally can't fact check. But to be fair, you're right. I think just in general, like if we really go back to it, the killers in 3, which is my least favorite one, was a reach. Was a reach,
But the thing about that, I could accept that more than I could accept Billy's daughter. And nothing against Melissa Barrera. I like Melissa. She fine. I have to throw that out there just for, just to, but I could accept Sydney's half brother, because as much gripe Scream 3 gets, kinda like City Mama being a hoe is a well established thing. And like having that backstory of why she became a hoe, I can accept that.
You can?
Isn't he? See, Drew wasn't there when we had this discussion before, and Irvin, I'm like, You're bugging out. I'm sorry.
Nah, man. Nah, man. Nah, B.
Look,
Nah, B.
look,
Nah.
look, y'all can die BB all you
Nah,
want.
nah,
but
B. Nah. No.
I've said it. I can accept I can accept parts of Scream 3 more than I can accept majority of Scream 5 and 6.
Really? With the future tech and everything?
I said parts of Scream. I didn't say all the Scream.
Future tech was one of the main components of part 3. The future tech and her mom is randomly a hoe.
But her mama was always a hoe. They would have said in part 1 she was a hoe. That's why Billy started killing, because her mama was a hoe and his mama left. And he blamed her mama for his mama leaving.
It's a reach. I'm sorry.
Listen. Back to this shit.
Right, back to this one. What the? Where did you even come from, bro?
She's still getting killed.
Pause the game.
Right.
Now
Right.
I'm not as hard on this movie as y'all two are, because I actually enjoyed it. I didn't start feeling a little negative until the end after the reveal, because after the reveal and they started acting like lunatics, I'm like, come on, man, like what are we doing? Like straight cartoon characters. That's the only thing I didn't really like. Up until then, like I thought the kills were crazy. That ladder kill, crazy.
Yeah, the kills.
That was kind of funny.
That shit was crazy.
It was very stupid though. Admittedly,
The kills was fine. It's just
it was
like
a fire escape right there. But,
I mean, we just don't look at that. Like her stomach's ripped open, she can't climb down that shit.
But she could crawl across.
Yeah, she's just going straight on the unsafe ladder.
Motherfucker started doing the Trouble Bridge from Six Flags and started shaking the shit.
Mm-hmm. He stuck the knife in the damn thing and just said, "All right, fuck it, we wilding out now."
The shaking was great. I'm sorry, but that was actually funny. And that's the other thing, is that like usually Ghostface is more comedic, usually very clumsy. Constantly falls.
You mean gets beat the fuck up? He was tired of that shit. It's like, you ain't putting your hands on me. This movie, fuck that.
That's why
give me the shotty.
Had a shotgun in the
give me the
bodega.
shotty. This shit's gonna end right now.
That's what I love about him, is that he
had enough.
No. Yeah.
He had enough. Like,
I mean,
like she getting fucked up for 5 movies.
I'm sorry. Her dating. Oh, I died.
Well, I need to pause the game. You were multitasking.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, but didn't she date that guy from the last movie for a while? How did you not know his family?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how did
It
you
just
not?
doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You mean to tell me that you didn't know any of his family members? Never saw a single photo of any of them? Because didn't they dated for a while, from my recollection?
Not only that, he had like snuff films. Like he was making movies, and he had that in the cut, and a whole Scream museum that she ain't know
I'm
about.
trying to figure out how the fuck did he find out that she was Billy's daughter before she found out she was Billy's daughter? Like, that's what I'm still trying to figure out. Like, what is this?
He was a Scream fanatic, so he traced the family tree and all of that.
Look,
what is this
he just took her
Ancestry.com
saliva,
shit he got?
and they got Billy's DNA from his dad, who works in the, because his dad could have access to apparently everything, even if he doesn't live in the area. And
Still, and why would the fucking knife still have blood?
And listen. There are a lot of movies where if you look at the particulars and you try to fact check things, they don't fall apart. So you got to ignore that shit. You gotta just take it for face value, and it is what it is. That's
okay. All right.
That's you know what I mean.
I'm calm. I'm trying to compose.
Forget about the blood on the knife. Forget about Ancestry.com. Just you know what I mean. The kills was crazy. He had the shotty.
He got that power from Underworld where you lick the blood, you can see the entire family.
Did anyone else get the Kermit meme pop up in their head when she put on her dad's thing and started stabbing him?
Yeah,
I got the Kermit thing.
What Kermit meme?
The Kermit meme where he's wearing
Kermit?
the dark Kermit.
Oh yeah, with the hoodie on.
Yeah,
With the hoodie on.
I didn't get the Jesus.
I got that.
I got that when she did that.
No,
it was like, don't do it, and it was like, do it.
I didn't
You
get
need a
that.
weapon. You can't protect yourself. She can't protect you. You gonna have to be the one to end this. What the fuck you hyping her up for? Like, nigga.
No, I enjoyed that last like scene.
With her stabbing him?
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
enjoyed that part,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, she turned his ass into a pincushion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she likes to stab 22 times and then get shot, shoot people in the head, according to her.
All,
21 times.
all I
I even
know.
like the line she said. I even like the line she said. She was like, "I am not a killer, but you fucked with my family," and then
Like,
proceed to
or
stab the
Taya gave her that
motherfucker in the
look. It's like,
eye.
come on, man. You know what you gotta do. Like, word, say
Yeah,
less.
She's like, "You right."
But yeah, like, motherfuckers was getting mangled in this movie and walking off like nothing happened. Like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
old dude at the end, he got stabbed from 2 people. Like, they stabbed him 55 times in the front and the back, and he was able to give the thumbs up and the whole like one liner at the end. I'm like, how the fuck?
Oh, that core 4 shit.
Yeah, it's like, yo, man, you don't have the energy to say nothing. How are you still doing this shit? Like, no.
Yeah.
There's no way in the fucking world.
They turning him into the new Dewey.
He's not
That-
Dewey.
and that-
No,
and
he's
that
not.
that was my fear from the last movie.
Listen. So here's my prediction. So Ghostface had the shotty in this one, right? So in the next one, he's gonna have a grenade launcher, and he's just gonna like one shot him. And if he walks out of that shit, I'm walking out of the theater.
Look, I told Juanita this when I watched Scream 5 when they unfortunately showed Dewey dying.
Yeah.
In the I stood up and I almost walked out too. I was like, nah, I refuse to acknowledge this shit. And
Like,
'cause
even
I
when they
already
played this
knew-
music in this one, I'm like, man, you should have never killed this nigga.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, how dare you?
The thing is that, and what pissed me off about last movie, and just pissed me off in general of trailers now, is that they reveal way too much. So the trailer that they released for last movie gave away that Dewey died. So I knew going in that he was going
See,
to
luckily,
die.
I didn't see that particular trailer, so I had no idea.
I didn't watch none of
Yeah.
the trailers.
The trailer for that just like completely gave that away. So it pissed me off. Like I went in knowing that he was going to die. And I'm like, all right.
Beautiful Liza, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the show.
No disrespect to Jack Quaid, but when I found out he was in the last movie, I automatically knew he was the killer. That's just. I was like, oh, Huey is in this movie? Yeah, he's the killer.
You know what I didn't realize? I recently rewatched The Hunger Games and he was in The Hunger Games.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did. I like it didn't like cross my mind. But yeah, he was in the first Hunger Games.
Ghostface going samurai next movie. I hope so. I would love to see Ghostface with a katana.
If I
Oh,
see
that would be nice.
Yeah,
That's a
right?
nice twist.
Right?
Yeah.
Listen,
if I see Ghostface
let's
using
just
the
go.
Force
Listen,
in Scream 7,
let's just go full on with it. I want to see Ghostface with a katana and like a samurai version of the Ghostface outfit. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Just a whole Shogun
Yeah.
outfit.
Yeah. Like, I mean, fuck it, right? Let's
What's
do
your
it.
favorite scary movie?
Say it in Japanese too. Fuck it, yo. Put me in charge of the next movie.
So are we getting to the point of ranking?
Let's rank them.
All right, Juanita, you go first.
Okay, all right. Well, obviously nothing can beat number one. So number one
True.
will always be my number one.
True.
Right.
Now, after number one, and this is where me and Irvin do not agree, it's number 4.
Okay.
I really enjoyed number 4.
Okay.
Now it's 1, 4. This is where it gets tricky because I really hate 2 for that one reason. But
wait, what reason?
I would still put
Randy.
because they kill Randy.
Oh.
So the reason she hates number 2 for killing Randy is one of the reasons I don't like
you hate
the last
5.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's okay. So I'm trying to. I lost my own order. Okay, 1, 4.
Mhm.
Right. I would still put. I guess. Actually, I would put the last one, which was 5. Okay, so 1, 4, 5, 2, 6, 3.
The fact that you got 2 solo is so disrespectful.
Okay.
I just
Okay.
Three for me was by far the worst.
Agreed.
This one was just above that. 2 just above that one. This one that just came out, and then yeah, the other ones are solid. Like
all right. If I had to rank, y'all know 2 is my favorite one, but 1 is still the best one.
Mhm.
So
Why is 2 your favorite?
2 is my favorite mainly because uh you know, it was just more like, all right, we did the shit already. And learning more about Cotton and his relationship with her mother, and like the whole Gail and Dewey stuff. And plus, Scream 2 was the first movie I saw.
Real? Oh, wow. Okay.
Interesting.
Like I saw Scream 1 to Scream 2, but like Scream 2 was like the one that really like stuck with me.
Okay.
And like even like with like Dewey getting fucked up and Dewey dying. Well, I thought Dewey was dying. And then at the end, where he's turned out to be all right, and Gail basically said, "Fuck this new shit. I'm gonna see if he's okay." That growth like hit with me.
Yeah.
And like even with Billy's mother being, the mastermind, and like how she was blaming Sydney for what was happening, well, like why Billy was dead, and I was just like, it's kind of your fault too, but that's. But yeah, that's why I like Screams. So
Okay.
I would say 1, 2, 4. I was ranked 5, 5, 6, 3. I would say that.
Okay.
Even though 6 and 3 is tied, I would say that.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yes, I know. Shut up. But
At least you
I
put
would give,
at least both of you got 3 in last place, so that's all I care about.
like 6 and 3, just me, just being me. They competing for last place right now.
Damn, everybody got 3 last place. Hey.
Because it's like I said, it's some parts of 3 that I liked.
Okay.
And it's some parts of 6 that I like.
I like the Superman punch out of nowhere in 3. That shit was comical as fuck.
I like the kills at 3, even though they were just dumb as hell. Like the Dewey, the mirrors are moving, and he just shoots every mirror one by one, and the bitch still end up dead. That shit is funny to me.
Hey, Scream 3 is a comedy.
And then the body getting drugged from the steps, and Gail and the other chick look at each other, and start screaming. It's like. Also, it's one particular line in Scream 3 that I like, that basically sums up how everybody should have been feeling at that point.
What?
After he gave that monologue, after he was given the monologue, and then she was like, "Can you just hurry up and get this shit over with? Because I heard this shit before." That shit is always funny to me.
Yeah. As long as you got Scream 3 in last place, that's all that matters.
So yeah, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3.
Okay. So everybody in chat, rank these movies in order too. What's your favorite to least favorite? With me, I think I gotta agree it's 1, because you can't beat 1. When we did our Scream franchise rewatch, we watched 1 again, and I'm like, that shit still hits like a motherfucker. It was like the first time I've seen it. So I would say 1, 4, because 4 is the one that brought it back around. Because after that travesty that was 3, we were worried, and then we saw 4. It was like, oh, okay, this is great. So 1, 4. See, the violence really started in 4, and it kind of escalated since then. So before is really the one where Ghostface stopped giving a fuck, and like, I'm gonna fuck everybody up.
Yeah,
so
he stabbed Anthony Anderson in the forehead.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
That was racially motivated. I just know it had to be, but that's just me.
1, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3. We'll say that, because like I feel like ever since 4, like it just started going on like this violent like incline that like where Ghostface really started wilding out, and it started in 4, so I gotta give 4 his props. There would be no violence in 6. Like Ghostface wouldn't be running up in the bodega with the shotty in 6 if the Ghostface in 4 didn't like establish that we wilding out now. We're tired of getting beat the fuck up, so now we take the power. We ring the doorbell and we punch your motherfuckers in the face at the door. 4 started that, so it's gotta start with 4. I gotta give 4 his props. But
Yeah.
I don't like 3. Like 3 is more funny and annoying than anything. And 2, I feel like it was okay, but kind of unnecessary. Like to me, 2 didn't bring anything new to the table that 1 didn't do. To me personally, now that's just how I feel. Not saying 2 was a bad movie. It just felt kind of unnecessary. Like it was all right, but it's like I'm not missing anything by not seeing it. Whereas 4, 5, and 6, I feel like these are, they're entertaining in their own right.
Mm.
But 3 is just like unanimous. Is the worst one.
I can agree with that. That sounds fair enough. At least that's a valid reason than, just automatically write it off because your favorite character died. But then again, I'm doing that with part 5, so I can't judge. No more, Juanita. I can't judge.
From one coast to the other. Like, what? Randy did not need to die. I'm sorry.
He really didn't.
Yeah, it's like, and the thing is, like, if you killed him and then committed to it, that'd be one thing. But then you're bringing back his niece and nephew, like, because you're still trying to keep his legacy alive. And there was one where, like, a secret tape that he made that nobody knew about. They played that one, so it's like you still want to keep him in the story. So you should have never killed him then.
Right, he did. I'm sorry, but
He's
like,
still relevant.
He was so relevant, and he should have been one of the ones to survive. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like if you're still keeping him in the story as you are, you should have never killed him then.
I know the writer Kevin Williams regretted killing Randy in part 2. But shock value. That's all that was.
Should have never died. Now you got his unbelievable niece and nephew trying to beat him. Like, no.
I can't even say I'll take them over Macaulay Culkin little brother in part 4 because they were equally as annoying.
My fear is nothing will ever top Ghostface with a shotty. Just seeing this motherfucker with a shotgun is like, yo.
That's another thing.
Yo.
Like, he ran it up in the bodega and he just stabbed the dude. And I'm like, I thought New Yorkers was aggressive. Like, why nobody just stole whooping his ass? Like,
Yo,
I thought,
seeing that old weathered mask and him with the Jason head tilt, and then just like ran up in his face. It's like I'm like, oh shit, he's not fucking around.
Speaking of Jason, I appreciated the Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yep, watching it on TV, I said yeah, because that was my takeaway from the trailer. I'm like, this is like Jason Takes Manhattan. They actually watching that shit in the fucking movie. I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
The beginning. I will say that's probably I like that cold open a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I meant to talk about that. I actually really enjoyed it. Like, yes, you can make an argument. She acted stupid, like by just going out and going in the alleyway, but it happens. I thought that was creepy, and he lured her there, and then snapped on her. It's like, why the fuck would you do this shit? You teach this shit. What the fuck are you doing? And then stabbed the fuck out of her, yo. Destroyed her. I was like, yo, this movie's gonna be violent.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that they killed Samara Weaving like that.
Yeah. That was. I felt bad about that because she bad as fuck. I'm like, damn, she dying like this.
Yeah.
I was like, Agent Smith is not gonna like this.
Yeah. He's sitting there gritting his teeth.
I was halfway expecting a nigga in the green suit with sunglasses. It's like, hey, come with me for a second.
Old crossover. 2 wasn't serious like 1, but it also wasn't goofy like 3. It was balanced. Yeah. It just felt unnecessary to me. Like it definitely, it was better than 3, but then again, every movie is. But like, I think no movie was able to replicate what 1 did, because 1 had this vibe, this feel to it that was like, it's kind of terrifying, right? Because you don't know who it is. If it's your first time watching it, it could be anybody. it can't be the boyfriend because the boyfriend got cleared. So it can't be him. And they're wilding out. They're killing people. Like it's nothing replicates what the first one does. Like you can't.
Yeah,
Right.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying, like, the big twist for the first Scream was it was 2 people.
Yeah.
So like when Billy got cleared, he was like, okay, it's not Billy. So like, who is it? And then you're like, oh, it was Billy the whole time. And then like Stu too. What the fuck?
And Stu.
And then they broke down why was they doing it? And, of course, dumb reason. But it was just like, these crazy motherfuckers is really blaming horror movies right now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's never been done before.
And then they start stabbing each other. I'm sorry, that scene was great.
Yeah. Because like they had the whole thing mapped out, the whole thing planned. And it's like, I think that's one of the things that Scream has kind of lost. Like these 2 crazy motherfuckers had the whole thing planned and they're going to fuck up each other to sell it. And then now it's like,
yeah.
And now
that's why I like 4 so much.
Yeah.
She does it in 4.
Yeah.
And look,
and that's why
that's one thing about Part 4 I didn't like.
Okay.
But
because Emma Roberts, I can't really stand Emma Roberts as a person.
What? Why?
That's a long story. But like when she got revealed to be the killer in Part 4, I was like, okay, that makes sense because she's a terrible person. But then,
oh my god, you see how I'm not allowed.
Yeah, you can't take your personal feelings and put them in a. Come on, man. You gotta separate that shit, man. What you doing?
What kind of
stricken from the
kind
record?
of analysis?
Yeah, nah, terrible.
No, but this is what I meant by terrible person because the whole reason of doing the shit in Part 4 was because she got tired of people talking about Sydney. I almost said Cindy too, motherfucker.
The Scary Movie effect.
Yeah.
She's like, try growing up in this family where everybody it was all about you. I'm like, to be perfectly honest, we didn't know your ex existed anyway. So you really about to kill your cousin because you a hater. Okay. Dumb, but all right.
But she still had everything mapped out though. Like
yeah.
But we're gonna do all this and when it comes out, we got fucked up too. So it's like it's kind of a surefire plan, and that's one of the things that kind of got lost in translation, so to speak, with the other ones. It's like once you get unmasked, it's like now you're a Tasmanian devil, you're a lunatic with no end game. There's no end game. It's like I don't know. It's like I feel like their plans, like going forward, were like I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I would just like to point out it would have still had the same effects if she didn't try to kill Sydney. And like she didn't reveal herself the evil plan to her cousin. I feel like it would have been the same effect. Because if you'd have just had old boy do it and then you kill him, fine. But then you could be the sole survivor with your cousin. That's just how I feel about it. But going to Scream 6 and they plan about she's a liar. Our crazy ass brother would never kill nobody, and he over here killing motherfuckers in the fucking movie, and it's just like this is stupid.
Yeah, I didn't hate Scream 6 though. I liked it a lot. I just didn't like the post reveal part because I felt like that was kind of a little lackluster for me, and it wasn't bad because even the kills after, well, the attacks, because it took a while for anybody to die, but like that knife through the mouth shit, that shit was crazy.
Yeah,
it was.
That shit was crazy.
That was one of those kills that like you felt like you see like grabbing your face. Like,
I felt like I was at the dentist. I'm like, that shit fucked me up. Even after he got up and was still doing some shit, I'm like, dude, like you a Terminator? But nah, like that shit was violent as fuck. Girl getting shot in the head immediately. That shit.
Look, I appreciate that. Dude.
Yeah,
like, you know what? I'm done with this shit.
Kill shot. It's like we're not leaving nothing up to chance. Boom. Like your whole family gonna get it.
But I knew that she was gonna run out of bullets when she shot old girl in the head. Like I was like, yeah, the gun empty.
And I kind of like
she was talking too reckless.
Yeah.
I was like, that guy empty as fuck.
I also kind of like the whole TV falling on dude's head. That was kind of poetic. Like, you know what I mean? Nice callback. So like that was cool. It's just I felt like the movie took a dip for me personally after the whole reveal. But I still, as a whole, I still like the movie. It's just I have my nitpicks and some things I didn't really like that much. Like the whole schizophrenia angle is, you know,
that's a stretch.
Yeah, it's a stretch because you still got the whole magical kid out of nowhere thing, and that I'm still kind of getting used to. But
yeah, and we were talking about this. It was like for me, like Scream is a slasher film, and when you bring in that whole thing, it kind of makes it almost like having supernatural components to it, which is like, no, it's not meant to. It's meant to be a serial killer.
Yeah.
You know, like
like I talked about, you know, Jason Takes Manhattan, but this was giving me really Jason 5 vibes, especially with she had the mask at the end. I'm like, I swear to God, they do a Tommy Jarvis and Jason 5 and this shit.
Just become
He'll
him.
get stared at the mask. I'm just like, why do you have that?
When Gale took Ghostface the whole on was hilarious. Yeah, it was. I think the whole theater laughed at that shit. Because he's like, wait, what?
I did. Because you could tell who was in the fucking apartment with him by that. Now that you know who the killer is. You could clearly tell that was what's her name? Trying to kill Gale. What's her name? Quinn? The sister?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Kaz? Welcome to the stream.
Because I was very bad at Gale at first. I'm like, you been through this shit 5 times and you ain't got no gun. And then she ran into the room and got the gun. I was like, okay.
Yeah, she had that shit. Like she wasn't leaving nothing up to chance.
She was like, all right, I'm just gonna pop you in the head. I'm like, no. No. And then I was like, you stay your ass in that room. Because they have to come in the door. And what's gonna happen? Pop. Why are you going outside, Gale? What is the and then you get fucking tackled. I'm like,
yeah.
If they would have killed Gale,
I knew they weren't gonna because like they showed that in the trailer, and I'm like, they're not gonna play the same card twice. Like you show that in the trailer, I'm like, there's no way they're not gonna kill Dewey in one and then Gale in the next one. I'm like, I knew there was no way she would die. I'm glad I was right because I could have been wrong.
I would have been mad as hell.
I could have seen why they would, because it seemed just in general they're trying to, I guess, like phase
Clean
out.
slate. Yeah.
Yeah, so I could kind of see them doing that. But I think, like you said, like I think they would have lost too many of the fans if they completely got rid of all the legacy characters.
Yeah.
You know, so
because Sydney's already not there, and then if you bring Gale here to kill her, that's gonna be like, all right, what you doing?
Yeah,
like we're the new generation. Let's kill all the old ones. Like, nah, that'd be too. You lose everybody.
It felt like they were trying to suggest like they're trying to do a clean slate when they were like, oh no, this isn't a, you know, this is now a franchise. So everybody's fair game. So it seemed like they were gonna try to go in that direction.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't.
I'm glad that they didn't. Yeah.
The way Chad was turning Swiss cheese, he should have died. Yeah, no. Apparently he has knife-proof body armor or something. Because he was getting stabbed by 2 motherfuckers. Bleeding from the mouth. Like, go without me. Just go. And then he just walked out there and was finally like, Court 4. Yeah, I'm fine now. I'm like, what? He got stabbed like 30 times. At least.
I was like, I'm pretty sure they hit everything.
Yo, they hit everything from his head down. Like
I did appreciate him whooping Ghostface ass though. Like that was nice to see. He was throwing haymakers. I appreciate he had an uppercut at once.
I gotta watch this movie again. I want to see it in 40X.
They pulled up the second one. I was like, oh shit, well, bye, Chad.
I thought he was fucking dead. I'm like, all right.
Because they did all the tropes of somebody that's going to die.
Yeah.
You know, love interest, you know, the almost kiss, the almost kiss that didn't happen. And I was like, all right, he ain't gonna kiss her because he fucking dying. or he do kiss her, he fucking died. And then he did kiss her. I'm like, he fucking died.
Listen, all I know is he better
I
not be
was
the new
saying that the
Dewey.
whole time.
He better not
He
be the
just
new
might
Dewey.
be.
Because
Yeah.
both him and his sister got poked up and it was fine. It's like
Yeah,
they got
how they
massively
did
stabbed, especially his sister
how
on the
they did
train.
the subway scene, how he fucking held her mouth and
Yeah.
then fucking whipped the knife up. And
Key
then
reacts,
she
appreciate that. Thank you.
And then it was like, oh, she on her way from the hospital. What the fuck you mean she on her way from the hospital?
I thought Ghostface was Michael Myers in this movie. The kills were brutal as fuck. They were though. They were. That's one thing I can say. The kills were brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that violence has happened since 4. Like 4 was really the one where Ghostface said, "I don't give a fuck. You ain't beating me the fuck up in my own movie. Fuck this." And 4, 5, and 6 have escalated the violence. So I can appreciate that. I can definitely appreciate that. All right, we got some questions from Instagram. Number 1, this is from I'm the Law. Oh, Juanita, I know you're playing Hogwarts right now, so if we holding you up, you can you can get back to that whenever you want. I don't want to keep you. But
Yeah, it was fun discussing the movies.
so
I'm curious to see like what's the general consensus with the chat. Do we
yeah.
do like a poll?
On YouTube, probably not, unfortunately.
Oh, we're on YouTube.
Yeah, we're on YouTube right now. What do you want to know though? What's the question? Because we can just like ask the question, they can answer.
Yeah, like if the chat, if they enjoyed the movie or if they didn't.
Okay,
Like,
so Juanita wants to know, did you enjoy Scream 6? Like, what are your thoughts? Did you like it or did you not like it? Let's get some yeses or nos. I see somebody getting timed out every 5 seconds. Like, what's going on?
I know that I just joined and saw that.
You're just wilding out. Like, what's happening? All right, we got a yes. You already liked it. Gives it a B minus.
Sorry, he in the corner. Don't worry about it.
This is his favorite one. B plus. Got a yes. Really enjoyed it and saw it 3 times. Compared to the last one, this is very rewatchable. Okay. I want to see it in 40X. B plus.
I only watch. I think this is a one and done for me.
You think so?
Personal. Yeah.
Yeah, for me too.
Damn, y'all really didn't like it.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah, I'm like the only one here that that like the movie.
Like,
damn.
if we ever decide to, like, if I ever decide to go through all the Scream movies, fine, I'll watch it, for continuity's sake. But I would put it like this: if it's on, sure, but I would never seek it. I would
Right.
never seek it out.
Yeah, the only way I could see myself, like it's like Irvin said, the only way I could see myself watching it again is if I'm running all the movies again.
Yeah, I guess it's different when things are so clear cut for you. You can predict who the killer is. So I guess that's different. So you felt differently about it than I do.
It was just like, as soon as I saw the roommate, I'm like, Keller. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, he's his roommate killer. And then that bait and switch, he's not the killer. I was like, partner, he a killer. That doesn't take away the fact that he ain't a killer.
And the fact that we didn't see her die, we just saw her run out the door.
Yeah. Like when I started, I'm like, damn, he fucked her up. Like I just bought it.
I will say I didn't see the pops coming. But then again, when he started investigating Kirby, I was like, why are you investigating the FBI agent that coming to help you? And I didn't even think about it twice. I'm like, he's just gonna be that one character. Okay.
There's a part of me that when they tried to paint Kirby as the killer, I was hoping that wasn't the case. But I was a little swayed. I'm like, if they do this is gonna take the movie down for me a lot. If they just made her like some kind of crazy or some Jigsaw shit, whereas like she got chased and stabbed by Ghostface, and now she wants to become Ghostface. So like that would have took the movie down a lot for me. I'm glad they didn't pull the trigger on that.
I'm letting you know now. When they did that shit, I'm like, no, the fuck y'all did.
Oh, I would have been irked, yo. If she was actually a killer, I would have been irked.
I was irked
Yeah,
too.
I was
And
saying the
then
same thing.
I was irked too because as soon as it was like, oh, Kirby's the killer, I'm like, no, the fuck y'all did.
I knew it was the cop when he was crying crocodile tears.
Exactly.
So I'm like, why you bring Kirby back and you just gonna tell it to them? No, the fuck y'all didn't. And they didn't do it. Okay. Because she got fucked up, but at least she got some good shots in.
Yeah. Yeah, if I can see this in 40X, I'm definitely gonna try to.
But you need to see Creed in 40X though.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I finally got to watch that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we went to see it on Thursday.
What'd you think?
I really enjoyed it.
Mm.
I was impressed that Michael B. Jordan directed it.
Yep.
I didn't know that he did.
His debut. Directorial debut.
I really liked it, and I liked the and this is a lot coming from me because I don't really like slow motion in scenes. But I enjoyed that in the fight scenes and like seeing him like kind of break down how he was like analyzing the fight in the middle of it and then slow mo and then following up with it. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. It was really, really good. Really good.
Yeah.
Guy's my favorite character, but he should have never survived. Yeah. I don't know. I honestly don't care. It was just like when you make it a point to stab somebody 40 times with two different people.
40
and
times.
They was stabbing him and they was going up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think that they would have bled out. And he didn't. Of course, it's they black characters. I got to root for the black characters not to die. So
no, you don't.
Oh, that's another reason why I like Scream 2. Dwayne Martinez was out. That motherfucker was like, "Look, it's too many niggas die, and I was just with this dude an hour ago, and he did. You good? You are good." And then he came back at the end with the shit was solved like a real nigga. He was like, "All right, let's do this."
I would have never came back.
Let's go to work. I wouldn't have came back either, but I the fact that he came back, it was like, okay. But yeah, I wouldn't even went there when the first killing happened. Scary movie. Report live for Black TV. White folks are dead. We get the fuck out of here.
Out of here. Go.
Grab your shit.
Let's go. All right. So questions from Instagram. From I'm the Law. Favorite Scream 6 scene or kill?
Favorite kill, I would have to say the cop at the end.
Okay.
Because she was just human pincushion. And then that one liner, you're like, I am not my father, but you fucked with my family.
Mm-hmm.
See, I applaud. I loved every second of it.
It's kind of hard for me to pick, but I do. One of the ones that sticks in my mind is that ladder kill because like he shoved her off that shit, and the way her head hit the dumpster on the way down, that shit was just like brutal. I was like, God damn. Because
I agree with Drew.
Not only
I think my favorite one.
Yeah, not only that, it's like first we stuck the knife in and ripped up. So there's all kinds of internal damage. So she's bleeding like a stuffed pig right now. And then he shoves her off that shit and she fucking cracks her head open on the dumpster. I'm like, my God. That was wild. That one was wild.
But favorite scene was hands down the train.
Yeah. If I had to pick a scene, yeah, I picked that too because like you didn't know what was happening. It's like the light kept going out, and when it's on, he's closer. It's like that. That's like the essence of Scream stalking right there. That's the essence of it. Like, except with a kind of in your face mechanic too. First, like in the back in the day, it was like on the phone. Now I'm in your face. You're not gonna know where I'm coming from. And there's like stunt double Ghostface too because he had the fake out with the one, the other one like showing up, and you didn't know who it was, and the boyfriend that was in the movie for like 5 minutes, he hopped in front of him and like, is it this one? Is it that one? You don't know. You don't know what train he's on. Like you have no idea.
I didn't want them to do the boyfriend thing again after part 5.
Yeah,
I didn't trust that motherfucker either.
Yeah.
And then my youngest brother, who watched Arrow, he was like, "Oh, that's Adrian Chase."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, that is."
That's what
Then
me
I
and Joe
definitely
say
don't
every
trust this
time.
nigga.
See, like
Favorite
they knew you
Ghostface?
would think that though.
Yeah. Another one. That's another question.
Did you pick your favorite scene?
Yeah, the train.
Okay, so we all co-sign the train
Yeah.
favorite scene. Okay. Do you think it's time for Scream to do a spinoff with the Stab series from Why Be Real? What do you think?
Wait,
I think that would just be like it would honestly just be scary movie at that point.
What?
Yeah, you're probably right. No, the question was, do you think it's time for Scream to do a spinoff series?
No.
With
Hell no.
with the Stab rather.
No.
Now y'all both watched the Scream TV show, right?
Yeah.
He did. I couldn't get into it.
Okay, so it wasn't.
I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it, Irvin? Why couldn't you get into it?
Yeah.
I watched the first episode. Thought the first episode was fine, but like 2 and 3, episode 2 and 3, it was just, I don't know. It was just too MTV-ish for
Oh,
me,
okay.
I guess.
All right.
Like I feel like if it was like Netflix or Amazon or somebody that did it, I would have probably, I don't know. It was a while ago when I tried to watch it. So
I've never seen it. So
I enjoy it. I think it's worth the watch. The only issue I had with it was the ending. Like the show itself ends, and then I think there's like a movie ending kind of thing that they did. That I didn't really care for, but the show in its entirety, I think, was overall like a good show to watch.
Okay. We might give it a chance. Let's see.
Also, the Ghostface mask in the show is just ugly.
It's different.
It's not the ghost face mask. Yeah, it's a different mask.
Oh, they changed it. It don't make sense.
It was ugly. It was just weird.
Yeah, it was a weird mask. And I guess they try to explain it like as you go into the movie. I mean, into the show, but it's ugly.
I guess we'll pick a couple more. This is from Prince 2X. Do you think a Scream 7 is happening? I think yeah, because I think you want to keep it going.
Yeah, I think at this point it's pretty much confirmed.
Yeah, it's pretty much confirmed.
Yeah, this movie did well.
So I guess to expand on that, where could you see Scream 7 going? Like, where would you want it to go, rather?
I feel like they're gonna do a trilogy with the new cast. So honestly,
Oh, so you think if they did do a next one, it would be an ending for this Core 4 as
Oh
Yeah,
god,
because
god damn it, the core
yeah,
4 come back.
that I feel like that's the only like for Scream 7, it wouldn't make sense to do a whole new group of people, especially they already established Billy's daughter and the fact that she could communicate with the dead. I'm sorry.
I mean, you know,
Like that
technically not the dead, I know, but
they established that she's schizophrenic and she has her homicidal tendencies like her father. So I feel like part 7, like whatever happens in part 7, the whole shoe is gonna drop and she will be standing on a building with the ghost face mask in hand, and yeah, that's where I see it going. Now the Stu Marker thing that a lot of people thought was gonna happen, myself included. I don't think that's gonna happen in Scream 7.
I wouldn't mind it though. Like I kind of want it to happen though.
Even though they alluded to Stu being alive in parts in this one, with that little throwaway dialogue that they had.
Scream 7, where Sydney reveals she was the killer all along, who's from an alien planet, who had fake memories implanted on people about the ghost face mask. I mean, listen, you got a schizophrenic talking to the dead, so you know anything is fair game at this point, right?
Yeah, I just want to
be
point
better than
out,
Scream 3.
that schizophrenic shit started right when she found out who her father was. Like, it just fucking like
Latent ability. It's like, here's your father. Unlocks his schizophrenia.
if this was a video
but
game, that's
actually,
that's an upgrade tree unlocking right there. Like,
but wasn't she taking medication before that though?
I only watched it once.
Yeah, I think she was taking medication before she found out. So
Because once she started seeing him in the review mirror, I was like, "What the fuck is happening right now?"
yeah, I think she was taking meds before that reveal. So
Okay. Okay. All right. Even though I wanted Sydney in this movie, even though she should have been in this movie, but apparently nobody would want to pay her the money that she is owed and deserved. I find it that the reason why she wasn't there actually makes more sense. Like she's like, I'm done with this shit. I got kids. I got a
yeah,
husband.
it's
And
like they didn't want to pay her, so they gave her she's with her kids ending. She took her kids out of here.
And like the
It
reason
worked,
why
though.
she even came back in the last one because Dewey died. So
I could see Chad dying in the beginning, like Cotton did in 3. Yeah, I mean it's possible. Like they've survived this long, so you know I guess it's about time. Just kill the sister first because she's annoying. Get her out of here.
I bet you, yeah, your life is gonna come to a very abrupt ending. If you don't fucking stop acting like.
Scream 7 plot line should be starting off with the legacy characters getting killed off. I don't like that.
No.
See, I don't like that. That's a cop out, and that's just a cheap way to like push the new generation forward. Like you ain't got to kill them. Let them live their lives. They don't have to die.
The real reason I don't see Stu coming back and with this whole cult of killers was because that was a scrapped plot line, and they took that script and turned it into a TV show. Dope TV show, by the way. And that's why I don't see Stu really coming back.
It's wild how Until Cotton died. 3 was really scary. Yeah, like the opening to 3 was wild because like you didn't see it coming, and it kind of like threw us off because this is a dude that survived shit. Like you know, got locked up for something he didn't do, and then you know got out, living his life. And in the beginning of the movie, he's chilling, and then a dude's just fucking with him. Like initially in the beginning, that whole future tech doing the voice is scary. But then as the movie goes on, it's like, well, you can just do anybody's voice now? Like, what the fuck is going on? And it kind of lost the charm.
When they found it in the room, right? And they was just like, dude, he had our voices. It was just like, okay, but how did he get the voices?
Yeah, exactly. like, okay. Here's the thing. That shit could be done now with the whole deep fake and the AI voices thing. It's believable now. But back then, you ain't had this shit. We have it now. Like, we actually have this shit now. So I could see doing that. If Scream 3 came out this year, I'd completely buy it. I'm like, this shit is real. They're actually doing this shit. Like, motherfuckers, you doing deep fakes in the fucking early 2000s. No, you weren't. We didn't have that kind of tech. It's just happening now. So that was a product, of coming out in the wrong time frame, because if Scream 3 came out now, it'd be believable. Not back then, though. You just got everyone's full voice. Like, you can do inflections and all that. It's like, no, you with a little machine. Like, no, you can't do that. No.
I still can't believe they gave Courtney Cox that terrible ass.
That fucking wig, that rat's nest on the head. Like, I don't know what she had on her head. I don't know what that was.
No matter how many times you put it in the ponytail, we can see that it ain't real, dog.
Look like she got up a World Star Hip Hop fight and then hopped right on set.
Jesus.
I don't know what happened. Like, that wig was fucked. How did they allow her to go on with that? That's terrible, yo. It ain't make no damn sense. How many more Scream films do you think they'll do? They'll keep making them as long as they're popular. That's how it works. If Scream keeps making money and is popular, they'll keep making them. Scream 3 had a great opening. It did.
Movies.
Say that again, Juanita.
I was gonna say it would have the same impact as the Purge movies.
Yeah.
They just kept making Purge because of how well it was doing.
It was profitable. As long as these movies are profitable, they'll keep making them. It'll be Scream 50. Ghostface with a Gatling gun.
It's, like me personally, like the reason I like the Scream series, at least 1 through 4, is because Wes Craven, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has a touch nobody got, and like one of the reasons why, like, I wasn't really on board with the new Scream movies is because, he basically said that what happened with Nightmare on Elm Street will never happen with the Scream. I can respect that. And like when, they was working on another Scream movie, but unfortunately he passed away, and they shelved it. And I was like, that's for the best. And with the Scream, the TV show coming out, I was like, no.
Yeah.
And then with Scream 5, I was like, okay. The only reason I was going into it like okay was because the original writer from the first 2, because he didn't write part 3, came back as the executive producer. So I was like, okay, he gonna make sure that it at least stay in line with what him and Wes built.
Right. I mean, understandable.
But like, as much as I really don't care for Scream 5, I will say that it felt like a Scream movie. So, and one thing about this is just like now it feels like a cash grab. That's just the way I see it.
No, yeah. I mean, I get it, because like the more installments any franchise comes out with, it can feel like a cash grab. But my thing is, as long as the movies are good, that's all I care about.
Yeah, and that's normally how I feel. But like, if this is the direction that it's heading to, it's just kind of like, because I like that first hour, man. I was just like, what are we doing here? Like stupid character decisions, and then fucking like you got the rule book and nobody's fucking paying attention to the fucking rules.
I get it. Different opinions.
Like, and then like you got niggas bleeding the fuck out. Like, why are we cracking jokes? You bleed the fuck out. Get the fuck out the fucking like when they was like, all right, the bathroom door, close it, and then she see the dude in the tub, and she was like, well, he see better days. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah. Like a poorly placed joke.
I'm like,
I can agree with that.
I'm like, bitch, you 30 seconds from joining this nigga. Close the damn bathroom door.
I get it.
And like, I don't want to like nitpick, even though I've been nitpicking the entire hour we've been talking about this.
True.
But like I really like from the first trailer that I saw, I just got a sense that I wasn't gonna like it, and I was just gonna wait till it came on streaming. But my sisters wanted to watch it, so I was like, all right, I'll go. And it was just like I was right. I could have waited till this came on Paramount.
So if you had to pick what you liked about this movie, you can't say nothing negative. What did you like about this movie?
Like I said, I like the kills, right? Certain scenes, like with her and her sister, like them having a heart to heart. I like that. I even liked when like the four of them was sat around the table, and they was like, you know, we don't blame you for none of this shit happening because all of this shit was going to happen to us regardless if you would have came back to Woodsboro or not.
Right.
I was like, you're not alone in this. Like I appreciated that.
Okay.
I even liked the little heart to heart her and Kirby had.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. Now, would you say there's more negatives or positives for you personally?
Personally, it's more negatives. But like with me, I try to focus on the shit I liked more than focus on the shit I don't like. But normally when the negatives outweigh the positives, I can't help but to focus on the negatives. That's just how I always been.
Okay. I get it.
Like, even with Scream 3, general consensus, hated movie ever. But as a kid, I liked it. And like even watching it as I got older, it was like, yeah, this isn't the best. It's really not the best, but it's certain scenes in Scream 3 that I like.
Okay.
That when I watch Scream 3, I can at least enjoy those particular scenes. If that makes sense.
Okay. Well, final words before we wrap this up because I actually have to go.
Same. I'm
a
friend of mine.
we tend to drown on. I wanted to keep it like short, but I ended up talking way too fucking much like I usually do anyway. So
I blame Irvin for it, honestly.
yeah. It checks out.
Yeah.
Okay. Why me?
Final
You see, look, he was already
Yeah,
trying to extend it.
final thoughts on Scream 6. If there are any more final thoughts.
Just it was
overall disappointment.
Okay.
but
it was all right.
All right.
Was it needed? No, not really. But if people like it, more power to you. Just it's a one and done for me. Like,
Okay. And me personally, I really enjoyed the movie. There were some I can nitpick some parts I didn't like that misplaced joke, and then the whole lunatic reveal where they turn into psychos. That was a little lackluster for me, but I thought the kills were crazy. I had a great time in theater watching it. It was a crazy experience where I was actually cringing at the violence. Like it was wild. So yeah, if they make a Scream 7, I'll watch it. Like yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I didn't hate it. So I'll say that. And with me personally, there are more positives and negatives about the movie. So I do want to rewatch it in 40X, and once it hits streaming platforms, we might do a reaction to it. To 5 and this one. We'll see what happens. Either way, yeah. That's what we thought. That is our Struggle Cast, episode number 2. It was more organized than the last one, and I'm glad everybody came out. I'm glad we had some questions on Instagram. I'm glad people showed up, and we got to talk to Mr. Yari about Last of Us. Next one, I'm not sure when it'll be, but we're planning on doing one about Mandalorian and maybe this show called The Bear. And maybe that one will put this show on people's radars. But yeah, tomorrow we're actually planning on doing our very first movie night, like official movie night. And we're doing Jackass Forever. It'll be on Discord. Make sure you join the Discord. And I'll be doing graphics for that and letting everybody know the timing and everything like that. So yeah. Appreciate everybody for watching. We will catch y'all later and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.
Doses.